And what is your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Brian, my brother, for waking me up. Please get those likes up for On Time Madman. Woo, it's cold. I didn't want to get out of bed. It's so cold. I'm constantly freezing in my house. I actually I put my hands on my wife's back, and she's like, shh. She's like, get away from me. It's so freezing. I'm always cold.
Go, Max.
You have anyone that in your family that like runs cold constantly?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
I
have 10
I have
blankets
warm
on.
hands.
No, I'm always freezing. Snyderverse, DED, rested. Well, that's not even what this is talking about, Saggy. Thanks. She loves you, not me. Wow. Saggy loves Brian.
You, Saggy. Hi.
Thank you. Because of the lateness. I know, Brucifer. I know, pal. I'm sorry. It's just the kingdom will eventually come. Hashtag whose will be done. Whose will be done. You run hot? Yeah, I know, Kamikaze.
Too hot.
Last night, yeah, I want you to be open to more things, Kamikaze. You know, hey, Crazy Joe, world's best dad.
Yeah, there he is. World's best dad.
Armpit licking love time. I don't know if I should. What the hell is that? I'm afraid that icon doesn't look right.
I'm confused.
What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that is.
All right.
Okay. Well, let me get to the main topic. It's not a long topic. It's just we hear this in Star Wars. We hear this in Star Trek. You have fans that are not happy, to say the least. And then the threats of, they're going to retcon, they're going to erase this. And then they're also talking about Gina Carano. Now they're going to recast Gina Carano for Cara Dune is the consistent rumor that even Star Wars Theory ran with this week. Even Star Wars Theory.
Sense. I mean,
what? They would recast her?
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of.
Yeah, I've been saying for since they fired her, she should be recast.
I mean,
the plans they had shouldn't be derailed because of one actress.
No, they shouldn't even. She's not a significant enough character. What the? Whoa! What happened there?
What?
Do that again with your glasses.
Oh,
how dare you diminish Cara Dune as a character, man? That's messed up.
I'm not diminishing her character.
But they had
you just said she's not even good enough to recast. Is what you just said.
The reality is you could probably just move on without addressing it. Like, do these big studios risk
Max
an hour late and Max really doesn't have respect for his audience? What? I mean, why would they, Mark? What the hell is?
But I'll tell you who does.
What the hell is that? Elbow,
Brian. Brian has respect for your audience, Max.
No, hey Anthony, how's it going?
I tried to wake you up on time.
He's
good.
He says, "Take off the mask." What if I just went like this right now and pulled my face off, and Doomcock was underneath? Everybody would be like, "What?"
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Huh, makes sense." Oh.
I don't think this is really happening. Like, I don't think they're actually. Yes, they're pivoting. I believe studios pivot, but do they actually erase? Like, this is why Eddie made the thumbnail.
Okay,
Eddie's on
no,
his
no,
community
there's
section.
No such, ooh.
Go ahead,
Okay,
Brian.
No,
No. You were gonna.
Are they gonna come to your house and confiscate your copies of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Man of Steel, and Batman versus Superman? No. I'm asking you literally. Are they gonna come to your house and do that?
No.
Okay, then they're not. They're not erasing shit. They are not erasing a damn thing. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you still have a physical copy of it. It's still available digitally. It's not going anywhere.
Did everyone watch Back to the Future 2? I mean, Doc explained it with the blackboard. You create a tangent timeline. When you change time in the past, it skews off into a new timeline. So it's never gone. It's just not being used until someone decides to write a story where it's used again.
We'll explain Eddie then. I just wanted to put Eddie in the thumbnail. That's all.
Nobody's ever really gone.
Yeah, no one's ever really gone. Well, except for Henry Cavill.
But eventually he could come back in the future. Eventually.
Oh, well, yeah. Hold out hope for that. Pay for all our shit until that happens.
Bro, if Andrew Garfield came back after 10 years, after he got fired from his, not fired, kicked out of his dream job of being Spider-Man, came back because Kevin Feige asked him, and he said yes. Eventually, Kendra will come back if he loves Superman that much. If they do a Crisis movie in the future or whatever.
Yeah, we're living in a world where we just got 2 Spider-Men back. We got Brandon Routh back as Superman again. We're getting Michael Keaton back as Batman again.
Yeah, but just like our pal Eddie Fake News Diaz here says, Snyder DCE EU movies never happened. Never happened.
It's a soft reboot, which means they just take elements from it that it works and what did it, and stuff. So,
yeah, but saying that all that stuff never happened, I do know. Well, I doubt it, but maybe because they are having, spoiler warning, Zod, and they're going to stop Zod from coming to Earth, and that's going to affect Superman. I don't know. So it is going to be interesting to see, but saying never happened. I think that's trolling. I think that's potentially trolling misinformation.
Eddie like trolling, but no. They in the Flash movie you will see Zod. Obviously, that was a character that was casted by Zach, played by Michael Shannon, who's an amazing actor. He came back because he loves the character, and he was great in Man of Steel for the role he did. So.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Wrong Matrix. Day one. The question is, how many times will I see it opening weekend? That's the question.
The Flash movie will flop. No, it's not gonna flop, bro.
Williams here. Clear this alternate and divergent timelines are alien to some.
Did anyone watch the show Eureka? Did anyone watch Eureka? Great show, by the way.
No.
Eureka had the first 3 seasons of Eureka were one thing. Then they went back in time and changed time in the past. And when the characters who time traveled returned to the future, the whole world was changed. People were different. There was a character who was autistic in the early seasons. He was no longer autistic when they got back. Like the whole universe changed. And the people kept going, when are you going to change it back? When are you going to change it? And they said, we're not. They accidentally changed time. They can't go back. They'll screw it up more. And for the remainder of the series, those changes they made in that time travel episode were permanent changes that stuck. Because that's how time travel works.
And that's what Barry's doing in the Flash movie. That's the reason why Batman and Superman is gone.
I'm even thinking of Star Trek.
The goatee.
Chris Pine.
Kelvin.
The Kelvin universe. When they did that in Star Trek, J.J. Abrams, it was like a pivot, a different timeline.
And it didn't erase the prime timeline because now on Discovery they're referencing both timelines because they're tangent, they're separate, but they're both still there.
Yeah. So we hold your horses, Eddie Diaz. That's all I'm saying. Hold your horses. But I would like to remind people we have like 36 watching and 18 likes. Can we at least get 20 likes? That would really help out your family here, your MME family.
50, come on.
You know. Yesterday's Enterprise is the best example.
Yes.
Clearly, when you have a time travel
Tasha
character,
Yar being dead or not.
I mean, clearly, when you have a time travel character, they will always mess up the timeline, no matter what. They would change some stuff, and some stuff will stay the same. And that's the reason why Superman looks different and Batman will look different in DCEU, because Flash changed the timeline around, and that's so yeah.
Larry Corkwood says the story better be exceptional to justify only Cavill and Batman being erased. Well, Batfleck is still probably in the movie.
He's in the beginning of the movie of the Flash. I forgot how many screen time they say. But he's in the beginning of the Flash movie, and then he's at the end of the Flash movie too.
Quite frankly, it makes sense because Ben Affleck has said many times he doesn't want to do the Flash anymore, or he doesn't.
He's
want to
bipolar. He said that. He's bipolar.
But it's like you got an actor who basically said, "I quit. I'm done." So we know why he's out.
After the Flash, he said, "I think I could do this again. I had the best time." He said that.
I know he said he had a good time, but I didn't hear him say when. I don't know. But and Henry Cavill, my gut tells me that he's talked himself out of the job. I think that's what happened there because they couldn't get him to sign on for a Shazam cameo a couple of years ago. I think he must be really hard to negotiate with. I don't know. I think he's got bad management, quite frankly.
He wants a contract. He didn't want to just show up in the contract to be done, so he held out. They never.
Yeah, but holding out got him fired. I don't know if that worked out.
Well, come on.
Honestly though, that'll get you fired, man.
That's a good topic though. Do you think they really would have? They would have renewed his contract if he did the Shazam cameo? No.
No, not really. They would.
I mean, we heard he fired his management, right? Like I feel like he had bad management. I think that there was something going on at that negotiating table. Because he was never fully out and he was never fully in. They were always trying to work a deal with him, and for years a deal couldn't get worked. So that tells me it's a management issue, or he wanted something that they wouldn't concede on.
I think
James Gunn literally came out. What was in the Deadline article a couple of days ago? That he'd been dicked around by the old Warner Brothers.
Well, here's what I think.
So yeah,
I think that Henry Cavill wanted his own thing and not even what Zach wanted to do for the future of Superman. So I think that's why he did try to work something out with Black Adam. So if Zach wants his, if he came back, he wants his vision of the future, and Cavill wanted his own vision of the future, and DC wants their vision of the future. I really think there was 3 separate views of how to treat Superman, because there's been reports that Cavill wasn't exactly happy with the reception of how his character was in those movies too, and he wanted creative control of Superman if he came back. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, Warner Brothers is Khan in this analogy. Okay, and he looks at Chekhov and he goes, "You are in a position to grant or ask nothing, because I am in the position to grant nothing." It's like he has there's no leverage there. There's nothing to be gained. The studio's already moved on because of mustaches and other assorted issues. So I mean, like, just come on, guys, just put it to bed, let it go. It's okay. Roles get recast all the time.
Keep in mind, we got more Henry Cavill Superman than Brandon Routh Superman, and I like Brandon Routh better. I got less of him, so we got 3 movies with Cavill.
Yeah. But
that's all we got a Christian Bale. That's all we got a Christian Bale too. That's more than we got a Michael Keaton until now.
Eventually, I think Cavill will return if they do a Crisis movie, like how Marvel was doing Secret Wars and then soft rebooting the universe. So like, eventually Cavill will return if James Gunn asks him in the Crisis movie if they do one in the future.
Okay.
They could do
Which I
Superman,
think they do. Which I think they would do in the future with a Crisis movie. Yeah.
They could do Superman No Way Home and bring in Tyler Hoechlin, Dean Cain, Brandon Routh, Tom Welling.
That'd be
Yeah,
amazing.
you could bring back everybody. Sure, you could.
William's
bring back
dead
everybody.
wrong, but there you go.
What want William to get on here? Superman Returns sucked.
That's a phenomenal movie.
That's just like your opinion, man.
But they have some good elements in it, but the story didn't work. That's my opinion. That's it.
Let me see here. No one works with Gun. Reality Mangold isn't talks with. Yeah, you're right. They do want to work with him, and honestly, I think you'll have more people interested in directing. Even though I wanted them to finish what they were started, you're going to have more talent directors coming forward to work with Warner Brothers if they reboot partially instead of they try to finish the story.
Have you noticed the kind of directors they're going for? They're like really well-known directors.
Well,
doesn't
so
really
far,
go for that.
So far, that's the thing.
It's in the movie madness script.
They're taking it seriously.
William.
They're taking it very seriously.
I'll put in there again. It's in the movie Madness DM group. And I also want to talk about Gina Carano. Because this is the other thing that's been going around. Matt Jarbo told me a few days ago, I thought he was kidding, but no, that's a very persistent rumor that they're saying that she's going to be recast. And I don't mean like Brian said I was potentially being mean to her character. I just don't think she's significant enough of a character to change a lot of things.
Well, to be honest, she was at least a character. I mean, Bill Burr's character.
Was she integral to the story though? That you can't. She
was integral to the story they had planned because they were planning a multi-series story that was going to be between the Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and Rangers of the Republic, which was going to be her show.
That's her show. Yeah, that was a spinoff for her. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was, but to me, she was the least interesting character of the first two seasons. I mean, I thought Bill Burr's character was more interesting than her, and he was only like a 2 episodes.
Nick Cage should be Omni-Man.
That's funny.
Blinded Braille. I don't think they're going to get him back to play a gay Superman.
Why would the fuck would he?
I heard Apollo and Midnighter. Like, oh, we're not going to. I mean, not that he's against that, but that would be like so weird. We're not going to. That would actually be more confusing, right? Wait a second. What's going on with Superman?
What if it comes back as Earth 2 Superman?
I mean, I could see him as Hal Jordan if he wanted to take the job. Sure, why not?
Hal Jordan.
I mean,
I'm not censoring you. I just your screen name's confusing me. William's here to bring the fire. William,
you're on mute.
You muted.
Nah, it went to mute automatically. StreamYard sucks these days. That's another thing it's been doing. James Gunn's making me money.
Yeah, he's making you and a lot of people money. Amazon pretty sold out.
Wait. Let's. This is a good. Give us the reports. Hold on a second, William. How many have you sold?
I sold about 3 today, but this was a series that really was underrated. It wasn't when it first came out. It wasn't. People weren't rushing to the counters to get to it. By that time, I mean that wasn't a very good time for DC to be releasing stuff. It was part of the Infinite Frontier storyline, and a lot of people just weren't going for it, But now, hey, all it takes was a tweet and a 6-minute presentation. I got people looking for authority stuff too. I pulled out of one of the bins. So,
oh wow. Well, what if one of our friends here wants to buy some of those comics off you?
They're already sold. They're sold.
They're all. No, I mean, do you have any other on the floor?
No, that was a limited series. The one was a limited series.
Let's look at it at least again. Let's look at it.
Yeah, it was 8 issues. Here's a variant cover of number 1.
Variant cover.
Yeah, and this is the standard cover of number 1. And then I have the rest of
everyone.
It's too late. The rest of the series over there. But yeah, they came out with variants and everything. Did a whole infinite Infinite Frontier storyline. It was, the actual stuff that came out for Batman actually did better than that. So, but yeah, I mean that's good. I mean, that was something I was hoping that somebody would do. Marvel or everybody would do that. Is make that linear connection between the physical media, the source material, and the actual movies, because the majority of the people who see the movies will never ever pick up a comic book. It's some 70% of the people, the moviegoers, will never pick up a comic book that they're based on. So I'm glad that something like that's happening, because it can't hurt. All it can do is grow, that portion of the pop culture world.
My uncle asked me, "Hey, what is this comic book that James Gunn keep posting on Twitter and stuff and Instagram?" I was like, "You want to read them?" I was like, "Yeah, I want to read them if they're gonna take some elements from the story." He's like, "I've got to the comics. I got it.
Is, man. That's
I
how
got
iconic
those comics
DC
in my
is.
room, and it's amazing."
Yeah, that's how iconic the
those
brand
iconic.
DC could be.
Yep.
Like,
But here's the thing. Here's my recommendation. As much as I would like to make money off the original stuff, it's gone. Get the trade paperbacks. All of this stuff is in collected editions. You don't go bankrupt trying to get it, because right now people are going to be inflating the prices based on that presentation. Because some of the prices you're seeing out there for this comic that I just had in my hand are ridiculous and they're inflated. So don't do that. If you just go to Amazon for right now, wait till it comes down. But for right now, if you want to get into the store, or any of Tom King's story, a lot of Tom King's stuff is in trade paperbacks. And then there's a lot of stuff that he's writing that's out right now that is not inflated in prices. I would say don't just get into, the Supergirl stuff, but get into anything that Tom King is doing. I think he's one of the best writers of this generation, and he's one of our better selling writers in general. So I'm glad that the Authority, I got stuff for the Authority that literally was on its way to the quarter bin, but now, it can get pulled out for a lot of stores, because not a lot of people knew what the Authority was. It really didn't justify a print run, let alone a movie run. But now he's made that connection. You'll have the layman coming in looking for it, which I think that's if you're in the comic book business, you've had probably a rough 3 or 4 years generally, because of what's been going on with Diamond. When DC pulled out of Diamond and then they went through the Manhattan. It was a pain in the ass, and what's ended up happening is the profit margin is decreasing, because you're having to go through different hoops to get your books from point A to point B, and some things just are not worth it. A lot of books are getting canceled because of that. So it's definitely a shot in the arm that the industry needed for sure. Mm-hmm. Miracle Man, definitely. I got Miracle Man. Miracle Man, definitely read Miracle Man.
Well, that's
Ozzy song.
Nah, it's it may be.
Emperor's Husband, Dark Side.
Dio was better, but anyway.
No, honestly, Tom King
yeah,
is a good writer. It's just
he's good. Yeah,
he's good, but sometimes he's or sometimes he's very good at when he takes his stuff seriously. So
I hear that from a lot of people. I don't think he misses very often. There are some stories out there.
No, not very often. Not very often.
Yeah,
sure, not very often.
But he's pretty consistent. I mean, when you're going into his storylines, he pretty much contains them. Like this story right here is a perfect story to start off with, because it's not Earthbound. Best thing about this particular version of Supergirl is it's not an Earthbound superhero. She's coming from a different point of view. So it's going to be a different superhero story. So I'm surprised he took that one on, but it's a solid story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, his Batman, yes, I agree with bro. Yeah, his Batman.
All of his Batman.
That's great. That's great that he's bringing a lot of shine to some comics that people were not paying attention to, and helping out the comic book shops, and that's great. That's great.
Yeah. But like I said, if he can balance it out, because 70% of the people who will go pay for a movie ticket are never going to pick up a comic. If he can jump that up by 10 to 15%, 10% would be massive across the board. So,
do they ask you about the same thing about Marvel? Who's king and who's
what if people just want to read it? Where do we go to DC?
Yeah, if you want to read it and you're say you're in a financial situation where you can't even the $3.95, $4.95 cover price that originally come out with is too much.
DC Online or something.
DC Infinite, DC Universe Infinite is has
all that on it. Biographical.
I would advocate. Obviously, I'm biased towards the paper medium, but I would rather you read these stories than not have access to them all. So if you can't afford to go out to a comic book store and spend that kind of money on it, then you go. It's $7.99 I think a month for DC Infinite, and you have everything. You know, you can go. I think most of their titles in general are on there now.
I used to spend like $50-$60 on comics a week. That's how crazy. Like that's how much people spend if you're really into them.
Crazy Joe, have you read those comics? Are you interested in them or no? Or
I'm interested in reading them, but no, I haven't read them up till now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that one is on DC Infinite, if I'm not correct. I think all that stuff is.
I heard about
all
this
the
other
comics are
service,
pretty much in.
Comixology or something. I don't know what that is. Is that another?
I think I'm not sure if it's shutting down, but they let people go.
Yeah, Comixology. The problem I heard with Comixology is that as these other streaming services started taking back their properties, they're making them exclusive. So if DC Infinite has something, they're making it less and less easy, or more difficult for people who are not proprietary to them view it. So whereas DC Infinite, you're going to have access to everything DC wants to allow you to have access to. And I don't know if Marvel has one, but I think if Marvel did the same thing that James Gunn did the other night, I mean, that would help. That'd be another 10%, across the board. That would help out, because there's a lot, like I said, a lot of people come in, looking for Iron Man, and their only attachment to Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr. Which is
they don't actually use Kang the
horrifying.
Conqueror?
Hoopla.
Kang the Conqueror is gonna, depending on how they explain it, can be very confusing.
Can help.
Well, I generally go digital now. I know that's shocking for me to,
It's unlimited. Thank you, Black Belt. I think I have that.
I go digital for games and everything right now because it's a cost cutting measure for me.
I don't like reading comics digitally.
I don't.
But I would rather, like I said, if it's the choice of you never getting access to these stories and you getting access online, even though I prefer the paper medium, I would rather have you, be able to at least, then you know what? Because a lot of people who get into the digital stuff, they eventually, a lot of them will come into to the paper medium. Eventually, it might take them a lot longer, but I get a lot of people in that subscribe to stuff or get a free subscription from somewhere, and then they get hooked and they decide they want to come in and actually dive into the culture. Any doorway we can get them in. It's not like the 80s or the 90s where
Well, Larry says Hoopla is free and has comic downloads, public library app. Thanks for the recommendation.
It's only though if your public library has an account with Hoopla, because my library did, and then they dropped it, so I can no longer access it anymore.
I'll have to check that out. That's a good
that's why I go to the
recommendation.
companies. Yeah, the companies are always going to have access to it. Nobody can stop DC from getting access to DC stuff, or depending on what
DC Infinite's great for back issues too, because like if you're looking at like old issues, you got to go from store to store. You never know what store's going to have what stock. They got it. Like I've been rereading.
Yeah,
I've been rereading the '80s Detroit era of Justice League on Infinite. Those stories are not half bad.
Okay. Well, that's great. There's lots of options to read comics. I got to. That's one of my faults is I don't read enough, and I should try. And some of this stuff does look really interesting. I think if I were going to start, I think I would go to the Authority first. Is the one I'm most intrigued by. Over,
I am shocked that. I would have lost everything I own if you told me that was going to be on the list.
Just something you would bet on.
I think it's a horrible comic, but then again,
you have
really still, even though James Gunn recommended it, you think it's horrible?
No, him recommending it doesn't make it great. It just he can interpret it into something good. I mean, Peacemaker was a joke prior to him making Peacemaker relevant. Captain Boomerang was toilet paper before he made. So it can be a shitty comic, and he can take it and make gold out of it. But it's like, wow, I just would have never thought that. That's what I was going to get on Tuesday morning. But it's hey, I got some copies of that too.
Who's this?
I don't know. Maybe it's Eddie. Maybe
it's Hi that.
Hey.
Bianca, I think this is some of Bianca knows.
Bianca, it's hey the dumb chicken's following you around. I don't know.
But I think the one thing that I since Tuesday that I don't think people have wrapped their head around is exactly what he's doing. They got that reboot thing stamped into that brain cell, and that's the only thing that they can interpret this through.
It's a soft
There's
reboot,
reboot, reset. Even the term he used wasn't really accurate. And when he explains what he's doing, it's really what comic books have been doing for 50 years. If you're reading comics, what he's trying to chart out is nothing new. It's just that people who view this only on a screen have never had somebody talk to them in those terms before. He probably talked to people in more comic book terms than anybody who's ran a comic book studio in a long time. That includes Kevin Feige, because Kevin Feige never had to, because then most of his audience weren't comic book collectors at all to begin with. Whereas James Gunn is a guy who would walk through my door.
Feige's a producer who
Feige's a movie guy. He understands.
He understands. He owns comics, and even going back to when he started.
Feige is the one who knows mostly about comics, but he doesn't really hire people that know about stuff about comics.
I mean, the Russo brothers know. They know because
James Gunn, unlike all of those other guys, James Gunn would be the guy that was sitting at the counter with me, back in San Bernardino at our store all day.
Yeah, you can talk comics all day with him.
Yeah, those other guys are familiar. He's that guy, though. He's the guy who came up through, and when you hear him talk, he talks just like my old comic store owner did. He talks like I do when I'm trying to explain a story to somebody, or when I'm trying to get somebody to buy something that they weren't necessarily interested in. So that's something that a lot of people, and when he's doing his realignment, it's not a reboot. It's not a reset. If you understand how comic book authors, when they come and they take over certain books, like whether it be back in the 70s when Claremont took over X-Men or Hickman, anybody, they realign things the way their narrative goes. That sometimes includes reintroducing characters that were in the book 6-7 months ago. They're given a license to do that, but that doesn't mean everything in that comic book is getting reset or reboot. Like the people are asking, well, how can a young Superman meet an old Batman, and how is Jason Momoa going to know? That's not how you're judging it from the lens that you're seeing from now. But if he realigns the origins of these characters, it only matters when they meet in his narrative. It's just that simple. So, and like I said, I've been saying for 2 years, a complete reboot would have been stupid, and I'm glad to see that they didn't hire a stupid guy. I mean, that's actually comforting to see that, that term reboot has been thrown around for people who just want
people actually love reboots. People actually love it.
They love
reboot Harry Potter, reboot anything. Reboot,
how can you reboot Harry Potter?
I have no clue.
But here's the thing, though: if you look at comics in general and just entertainment in general, the percentages of reboots that succeed are not high. Most reboots fail. All right.
Yeah.
Think about it for a long time. Go through one reboot after another.
You're not wrong.
Most reboots fail.
Or at least from the consumer standpoint, people are upset most of the time with reboots.
And financially, they fail first financially. DC Comics is the creator of the failed reboot. All right. There's a reason. One of the
New 52.
Yeah, they make up at one point. They made up 60% of the overall sales of comics. From 2011 all the way up, that is decreased to the point where if it's not connected to Batman or Superman, you're really going, through flaming hoops to try to justify it. You know what? If you look at the majority of DC sales, but the majority of DC sales, a good bulk of it is Batman. I think 31% of all DC sales is Batman or Batman-related comics, and then Superman, and then everything else. And it's because they have, over the last 30 years, but in the last 13, they've done themselves harm with these reboots. And most authors don't like the reboots because it's usually done by one guy or one group of people. That's why you got Elseworlds. Elseworlds came about years later because a group of people made the decision for Crisis and left everybody else out. So they had no freedom of these characters. So, for instance, Legion of Superheroes was a pretty popular title at the time. That title got screwed by Crisis because it took Superman out of the equation. So Keith Giffen had to make a drug deal with John Byrne to be able to make it so that, Legion of Superheroes was still connected to some version of Superman. It's just, it's just a pain in the ass, and it's
What
a waste of time.
Donovan's asking for the reboot MME? No,
Nah,
we're
he's
sticking.
that guy's cool.
We're sticking to the OGs here. You know,
Nah,
we're not rebooting MME.
Yeah, but reboot has become a word that I swear has been just spoken for people to sound smarter than they are.
Well,
you say reboot, and wow, I'm smart now because I have a new term. Don't know what the hell it means. Don't know what the consequences of it are, but I say it and I sound smarter. That's what reboot has become to fandom.
Well, also retcon and erasing. Everyone likes to suggest that, but is it really erasing anything? Usually, they just pivot.
No.
That's
realignment. Selective realignment is the term that Chris Claremont used years ago, and it's the term that came about after Crisis. Even the New 52 and the Flashpoint weren't complete reboots; they were realignment because certain aspects weren't changed at all. So,
well, I wanted to get to Matt Jarvis' comment. If he chose the Authority because he needed a super squad that people could root against and have our heroes stop them, but actually they may actually root for the Authority, and that might cause more issues for Superman.
He chose Authority, in my opinion, because of the status of Authority. He's going to have creative licenses to do whatever the hell he wants to with those certain characters.
Well, potentially, the people in this version. Oh, Brian,
he'll be back.
Okay,
burn that hat while you're gone, Brian.
They actually root for the Authority, Matt. That's why I wanted to highlight that, because I just watched Superman versus the Elite, and if they take something from that, people don't want leniency to criminals. Some people, and they were actually rooting against Superman because he wanted to take some criminals in that did some nasty stuff. It caused people's deaths, and their families were rooting for the Elite. Go ahead.
This was a Morrison's Superman versus an Authority.
I like how it had Sandman in the back. The TV show.
Oh yeah, from the Audible. Ray Porter did that, didn't he? But no, he's sort of right. What he's saying is sort of right. It's kind of like when Kingdom Comes.
Well, show that again.
When the old superheroes pretty much were pushed aside because the means that they were using weren't perceived as being good enough, and you had those superheroes that kind of pushed them out. That's kind of like what that is. So he's kind of right in that regards. But I also think it's because, like I said, not a lot of people are going to hold people accountable for how you use the Authority, because in the Monster Squad, all this other stuff. So he's got clay that he's not going to, with Superman and Batman.
Well,
he's going to have some uphill battles no matter
what.
But
I would like to do a clip out of this specific topic. So, what's your speculation? Do you think the way James Gunn's going to use Superman versus the Authority? Do you think he's going to try to lean the story into the audience and the people in this world rooting against the Authority on Superman's side? Or do you think he's going to use the angle that people are going to cheer on the Authority and love Judge, Jury, and Executioner? Is potentially, I think, before I get to you, William, I think, knowing Gunn, I think that it's going to be where the people on this planet that have the Authority and Superman, I think they're going to go with the Authority, and I actually think in real.
No.
Let me finish, Aaron. Let me finish, because Peter Safran even said in this version of Superman Legacy, they're trying to fit how a old-fashioned superhero with good old values, truth, justice, the American way, fits in modern day culture.
Outdated.
So I that's might be based on also what they said, Aaron. I think that's the angle that they're going to go for, is how does the old school values fit in when there's a new type of
it's kind of
justice
like
and executioner. So that's my take. I think that's the angle, but we'll go to William and then Aaron, because Aaron.
No, I have nothing to say.
I agree. I agree, because when he said that, I think that they're going to be used to illustrate what the modern mind thinks as far as how our morals and how our gray area, the way we would see superheroes. And Superman that's what he's going to be struggling with. Not only, being an alien, his culture, his upbringing, but his set of morals. If you're in Kansas all your life and you come to the city, and it's not so black and white. His set of morals, and then you have a group of superheroes like this who handle things the way the average Joe on the street would do. Like
And
when
that-
you hear somebody say, "Hey, you know what? I think that guy should be executed. You know, that guy committed whatever," and you always hear people, "That's going to be the
No,
side
he
of
needs
society."
to take almost similar to what. Actually, it's kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, they dealt with a little bit in Black Adam when Black Adam's taking people out, and the people of Kahndaq say to the JSA to Hawkman, we're happy with Black Adam. Kind of like that almost, you know.
Yeah, what did you guys do for us type of deal? So yeah, it's gonna be
Sounds more like Injustice and Superman.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, because when you're talking about the Authority, well, Injustice it just went pure evil. He just snapped, and but here in the Authority, it's more of they're reflective of the way modern society thinks. We're kind of heartless. So and Superman has been raised in the Midwest in Kansas with old Midwest values, and he's going to look at this a lot differently. So I think that's where the contrast is going. That's what I think. I don't know. I haven't seen the script yet.
Probably.
It's more interesting. Listen, I'm more interested in the Authority than I ever been than I was 4 days ago. So
Aaron, what do you think of that? What's your?
I was thinking more because I don't know much of the story, so I'm still a little ignorant. Because I think when I heard a Team Authority, I think it leads to fascism, dictatorship, kind of like a Justice Superman. When you hear that Authority, like what they say goes,
Well, that is a little bit of it.
Well, no, because it's a play on the old. Okay, so if you watch Superfans, they're way back in there. Whenever they caught somebody, who did they turn them over to? They didn't ever said police. They never said the FBI. They turn these over to the authorities, and that's basically like a.
I mean, maybe I was thinking a little bit more extreme.
Yeah, and he may do that, but with the way the comic is, it's basically like these guys are just. They're justified, but their means and the way they go is not if you look at it through Superman or Clark Kent's eyes, and that's where I think which makes for a great story, by the way. I mean, like I said, this whole thing Tuesday was got me. I saw some of the stuff I wasn't so interested in, but some of the stuff I was interested in. I mean, like I said, the Paradise Lost, and all you had to do was mention Game of Thrones in the same sentence as Paradise Lost, and that was. And then I saw that picture with the sword looked like it was about to cut somebody's head off.
Awesome story, William. It's awesome. I think it's gonna be the battle for the throne. You have a bunch of Amazon, different Amazon tribes battling for the throne. Right?
I hope James Gunn
how they
brings
should
the
do it,
girl
especially if we're gonna put it on HBO Max. Don't put some G-rated shit on HBO Max next to The Last of Us and Game of Thrones and all the other things that have been on there. It needs to be bring all 3Ds, bring the death, destruction, and dismemberment, or don't bring it. So,
Crazy Joe, what are you thinking the angle that James Gunn might take with the Authority of either rooting for Superman over the Authority or rooting for the Authority, the people of this world that he's going to create? I think that because that was based on what I've only watched Superman versus Delete so far, but based also what Peter Safran said, that we're trying to how a classic good old Superman with Superman classic values fits into this day and age. From putting that along together with the Authority, my take was that the people are going to be cheering on the Authority, and it's going to cause Superman more issues because people are going to be rooting for the Authority and rooting for judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
So that's what I think the way where he's going to take it. What's your thoughts?
I mean, he could take it that way, but I do think they're going to depict Superman's way as being the right way, whether the people are with him or not, because he's made it pretty clear that Superman's the center of this universe. So
William has to head out. Thank you, William.
All right, see you guys later.
Take care.
Yeah. So yeah, Superman. They're definitely gonna push it that Superman is right, whether the people in the movie are with him or not, because he's super. It's sort of like, do you remember when Civil War happened in the comics, and they said we want to make it that Tony and Steve, neither one is wrong, but they both have a difference of opinion, and you, the reader, can decide who is right.
Mhm.
Okay, that's the way they did it in the comics. But then in the movie, when you make the movie called Captain America Civil War, and Captain America is the protagonist, clearly the film is siding with Captain America. They're not leaving any ambiguity up to it. They're not saying, Tony might be right. No, this is Captain America's movie. We're on his side in the film. Whereas in the comics, they tried to make it like, oh, you know, who are you going to root for? They're both right. You know, it's just...
Yeah. I think it's very interesting. It intrigues me. It does kind of remind me a little bit of who watches The Watchmen too, and you know, I have seen storylines like this, and it's also I do get kind of like they could go with the boys vibe a little bit with this group too. Anthony, what's your take on what do you think James Gunn's going to do with the Authority and Superman eventually if it leads to there? Do you think that the people of this Earth are going to be rooting for the Authority or Superman?
I think they're gonna lean towards the Authorities first.
Authority, yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna lean more to the public eye than Superman. I mean, Superman will help the public no matter what, but like they want, you know, the Authorities more bad. The Authorities.
Yeah, it is Authority's movie, right? So they should be having future.
Well, the Authority is supposed to be a series first, and then eventually it could lead into Superman versus the Authority, which is also a significant change too. To have a TV series lead up into
Authority is a movie.
Yeah, the Authority is going to be a
movie.
movie.
That's what I thought.
I thought the Authority was going to be a series first.
No. It's a movie.
I mean, they could do Superman versus Authority as a sequel, I guess. I don't know. They could have announced everything that's part of this chapter, so I don't know.
Superman Legacy leads directly into the Authorities. Gunn's words. Yes. They'll establish it. Superman Legacy. Yeah,
whatever
and then
happens at the end of Superman Legacy, maybe in the post credits. That's my guess. You're probably going to see the Authorities in the post credit scene,
and then potentially, fake news.
That's crazy.
And then potentially, once you establish Superman versus the Authority and get different. That's also very modern day, like to question even the Authority and different takes on policing and justice and what is justice and who, you know, that does lead into modern day. And then I see him taking it to the next level there that hopefully potentially, I don't think Superman's, because he does take people in, the Authority are not going to go away. It's going to be like Batman's Joker. Batman doesn't kill Joker. Joker just keeps coming back. And then there might be a big bad where Superman has to work with the Authority, potentially that the Lantern series set up. So I think establish that, have Superman and the Authority going, you know, butting heads on what to do. And then a big bad that they all have to deal with and work together is where that's where I think it's going.
I wonder who the big bad's going to be. It's probably going to be Anti-Monitor from the sounds of things.
Okay, Max, member super chat. Thank you. Hold on a second. Let me see.
Yeah, but Batman doesn't want to. Superman and Batman don't like working with those kind of heroes. Like,
but the other thing that's potentially, does anyone have issues with?
No.
Well, you didn't even hear what I said.
I'm joking.
You said no. Hold on a second. Does anyone have an issue with? Now we are getting another group of superheroes, and it's like a group almost. It's different than the Justice League, but we don't have the Justice League. We had it before, and now we have another group of superheroes that we're supposed to be watching and getting attached to and get their storylines. We had the JSA as well. But now we have more groups. We have the what's the other animated one? We have
Creature Commandos.
The
Authority. Supernatural creatures, right?
And the Authority. When we had a group of superhuman beings before. Does anyone have any issues there? Like
Well,
we had
we're
groups,
gonna
now we
have
have new groups that we're supposed to watch. And go ahead.
we're gonna have the Justice League. I mean, of course, like you just have to. Like, I mean, we'll have Superman, Batman, of course. Wonder Woman probably will show up either maybe in the Batman movie or something like that as a post-credit scene, something like that. And then you're gonna have Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan a part of the Justice League, and then maybe Martian Manhunter, James Gunn. I mean, I hope James Gunn does Martian Manhunter. That's a character that has to be in the Justice League. So eventually, you will get the missing piece when once you get the Batman and Superman characters
It'd be
out of the
awfully
way.
funny. When the Flash comes back, Ezra Miller's Flash comes back to see a different Batman, and the Batman has a family and an actual son. It's like, Bruce, you have a son?
Well, Degrassi says, but we will have the Justice League. Jesus effing, you know. All right, we'll get there eventually. I understand that, Degrassi, but my comment is we already have the Justice League and the JSA, and now we're introduced into Chapter 1 with these other groups. You know, the Authority before the Justice League is formed. Are people going to go along with it? Are people going to go along with that in Chapter 1? We already had groups. Now you're introducing new groups before we get to the Justice League again.
I wonder what's up with the JSA. I wonder if that's going to continue on.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Unless my theory,
What if Gunn kept the JSA but not Black Adam?
That's true.
They're just gonna be like, Black Adam is doing his own thing. Like they just keep saying that he's doing his own thing. I mean, I hope the actor who played Hawkman, Dr. Fate's return. They're great as the character. Why? I mean, why not? Like, come on, you cannot get rid of what's his name?
Hawkman?
No, who played Dr. Fate?
Pierce Brosnan.
But he was already
Pierce Brosnan. No, not really. Not
no,
really,
Dr. Fate comes back though. Whoever wields the helmet,
yeah,
I think.
Whoever wields the helmet is come back no matter what.
Yeah, it's Cat Nelson who died.
Good night, Bianca.
No, so I mean, Pierce Brosnan could train the new Dr. Fate to how to use the helmet through the helmet.
Well, thank you for letting me know, Rational.
Cat Nelson.
And hey, we got 61 people watching. We do have a 50 like goal on MME. We're your family here. Please help out family. Drop a like. Help us grow. Help us get this great community of fans. You know, we're actually fans of a lot of things, even though we have difference of opinion. We have, please help us out here. So here's the member super chat from Noel Gonzalez, a member for 3 months. I want Superman Legacy, The Authority, The Brave and the Bold, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, and Swamp Thing. I love you, James Gunn. I love you. Okay, I'm so happy for you, Noel. And I hope we get all those things. I really do. I hope we get all of them. I don't want things not to happen. I've been consistent. That's my issue with things not happening when it's announced or presented to the consumer that they're doing things. That's all I would like is a little bit of follow through.
No, I don't.
Cyborg coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we do have, just keep everyone, I know everyone's hype, keep that hype level, but to satisfy your hypeness, go check out some comics, go check out some DC animated, because I think everyone's seeing the live action, but we've slept on some animated stuff and maybe the CW shows as well. I don't think any of the stuff is in the CW shows.
I suggest people watch DC anime before a couple of years ago. So some of the DC animated movies now are not very good anymore. They're like the quality is really not that good anymore. Except for I think Long Halloween 1 and 2 are probably the best, but lately they haven't been that great.
Rational has a question here. Do you think WBD board members are cool with Gunn doing lesser known characters to start? What if some of these projects do mediocre in the box office? Will board members panic? I also have some speculation of why he's doing
everything. Of course, they're on board.
I have some speculation as to why he's pulling from more modern comics than old school comics, and I think it has to do with contracts of storylines. Look, EVS, he's gone on record as saying when they do certain things with the Green Lantern Corps, he gets some funds from that. I don't know how it works, but I believe that it's the contracts are better for modern day comics for the companies that use the storylines than old school. And if you know, like even back old school Superman, there were court battles. I'm just guessing. That's just my speculation that the rights and residuals for back end profits of some of these storylines and characters, when they use characters and storylines, I think they're more lenient with the licenses for more modern comics than older. And I think that's why they pull so much more from modern comic storylines. Does it what do you think of that, Aaron?
He likes the modern. He likes the older.
You think it has nothing to do with that? It's just that he likes modern comics.
I think he likes certain. He likes a certain. Well, he likes certain comics, like certain storylines, certain writers. That's he's picking from his best.
I think it's a factor, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a factor that they say, "Hey, you can pull from this."
Yeah.
And that's why he goes for the more modern. Is my opinion.
I think.
No, DC owns every classic.
Yes,
comic.
yes, they own it. They own it, Anthony. But when you go to certain storylines or certain characters, just like who was the one that lots of Snyder people have issues with? Jeff Johns. When you use certain storylines or characters, you have to start to deal with Jeff Johns, and that I assume that a lot of that goes on with what DC set up in the past, the contracts for these work for hire.
Oh, you're
artists.
talking about the comic book creators getting paid money. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is I think that is a factor, and I think
it's royalties.
Royalties, yes, for characters and storylines. Even though DC owns it, if they use certain things, that's my opinion as to why they would pull from.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
That's been controversial with Marvel
because they've gotten better with their contracts with more recent talent.
That's been a controversial with Marvel.
Better for the company. Yeah. I think the rights and residuals are more towards the company than they used to be for the creator, for the comic book writers and artists, for characters and storylines, is my guess. Hey Brian, how's it going?
Good. Just get down to the store real quick.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
I guess.
I was just speculating, Brian, that James Gunn may be pulling from more recent comics because the times I've talked with EVS and I've listened to his show, sometimes when they use like Lantern stuff, he's like, "Yeah, I got paid for that. I was in the credits." And I was like, "Well, I think that may be potentially even going into some of the decision making. I think as the years go by, the contracts the DC lawyers go through. I'm saying it's not everything of the reason they choose for modern comics, but I think it may be a factor that you have to go through the residuals of storylines and characters when you use.
I think it's easier.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to pick from a contemporary story.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to choose a storyline, you're not going to choose one that's based out of the 60s. I mean, sometimes it works if you're doing a period piece like the X-Men or something like that, for Days of Futures Past or something. But no, I think that's probably more likely. It's just a thing of convenience, other than anything else. And I don't think it's from like looking at people's histories and stuff like that. I don't think that.
The Grassi says no and no. Jeff Johns is consulting on Lanterns. Yeah,
of course. It's
baby. I mean with the Authority and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I mean like that. And Brian Legacy. Max, tell Brian I said hi. I did, Hans.
What's up, Hans? Your Hans. Your hello has been received.
No, I'm not saying they own it, Samir. I think people are not understanding. They still get some type of residual
Yeah, they get
compensation.
royalties.
Yes, they still
paid
get.
for
Yes, they
money,
still.
They
yeah.
don't own it.
Especially for characters they created.
Right. If you create a character in a storyline, and a storyline reads,
for example, like Frank Miller, he got paid for BBS a couple of years ago.
So
and
that's
stuff
not
like that. So, yeah.
that's not. Let me correct. I'm not saying they own it. I'm saying there's just like movie contracts. There's back end deals when you use storylines or characters that they created. They don't get all profits. They get something from it.
I'll take it to Star Trek. Brian will know what I'm talking about here. On an episode of Next Generation, they created a character named Nick Locarno, who was played by Robert Duncan McNeil.
Yeah,
and
Tom
they wanted
Paris.
they wanted to bring that character onto Voyager, but if they called the character Nick Locarno on Voyager, the guy who wrote the script for that episode of Next Generation would have had to have gotten paid week after week after week. So to basically screw that guy over, they changed the character's name to Tom Paris, even though it was essentially the exact same character, played by the exact same actor.
Mm-hmm.
That way,
yeah, Tom
they didn't have to
King's
pay
there.
them.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what happened.
That is also an interesting take, Blinded Braille. Well, not yet. It's something to think about. Is James Gunn is going with Tom King, and he was on New Gods with Ava DuVernay.
Oh, thank God that didn't happen. Holy
but I'm saying he's going to reuse Tom King, who was very.
Oh, that's fine.
He worked on that project, so
yeah, but not for that project, not for New Gods again. No.
Yeah, but I'm saying
for a new project, yes.
New Gods, so maybe if they bring Darkseid back eventually.
Oh, he's not going to touch that.
From my sensing, there's nothing to do with New Gods right now. But
no, but there's also that there is Tony's using Tom King that was. That they had a script ready for New Gods, you know.
When the time comes, if they decide to bring Darkseid in again, I hope they do it better than they did the first time around, because I'd love to see them do the backstory of the New Gods and bring in Mr. Miracle and all those characters, because there's such a rich backstory there.
You was going to get that eventually, but that got canceled. So
I think you should start with that though. Build Darkseid up.
prequel story.
Well, I'd do it before you brought in Dark. Like I'd lay that foundation and then introduce him and show the whole picture of all those characters, the whole scope of it.
Yeah, have the New Gods, have his sons Orion, how the hell he got Orion. Also, what's his name? Kabbalah, his actual son.
Kalibak. Yeah.
Kalibak.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the furries, by Granny Goddess. There we go. And all that.
Granny Goodness.
Yeah, goodness. Yeah, yeah. Blue Mannheim, the connection there.
Mm-hmm.
I've always loved Mr. Miracle. One of my favorite characters.
We have Rational Skeptic, but he paid $2. Thank you, Rational. Max, check your DM. It's gun related.
So when's
it's gun related? I mean,
DeGrassi, I have a question for you. Are we gonna actually see physically Batmite?
Oh my God! Jesus.
I'd love to see that.
He's a peacemaker, right?
Let's humor Rational Skeptic to think this is coming from Reddit.
Oh, Reddit. That's very credible.
Why would we believe Reddit?
Hold on a second here. All right. I won't forget the mailbag. Thank you, Mass Vigilante. Okay.
You can even see shit. Can you make it bigger?
It's Hollywood. This isn't Hollywood Reporter. Why would Hollywood Reporter be on Reddit?
Actually, there was something. I read something related to this. I don't think it's
okay. Well, this is submitted 5 hours ago from the Uncanny Broker. Gunn and Safran reportedly ruffled quite a few feathers at WBD with their untactful comments. Welcome to the Gunn Show. Yes, James Gunn said he doesn't want this to be the Gunverse, and execs are looking to boost the voices of writers and directors in a way that Marvel may not. But it's hard to dismiss that Gunn will be, Frank Gehry behind this shiny new edifice. He wrote the first series out of the gate, the animated Creature Commandos, in his writing Superman Legacy, which he'll likely direct. I think everyone thinks he's going to direct.
I think so.
He also assembled and led a writer's room brain trust that consisted of Drew Goddard, Jeremy Slater, Christina Hodgson. There you go, Crazy Joe. Crystal Henry, and comics writer Tom King to map out overall story for the universe that will play out over the next few years as we see the kinds of filmmakers and showrunners DC attracts and how they work together. There's never been studio executives like this before. Gunn and Safran were freewheeling and free-flowing with their thoughts on everything from Henry Cavill getting dicked around by the previous regime to being effed up to Batgirl being not releasable. Some of those comments were not exactly tactful. The previous regime is actually the same people who are currently in charge of Warner Brothers. And there's been quite a few ruffled feathers from what we've been told. Gunn and Safran are not corporate. They're movie makers. One of them spends a lot of time on Twitter debunking rumors and stoking fan excitement. When one reporter asked
Gunn, off.
Yeah. Are you going to keep having to swat down rumors on Twitter when stuff leaks out? Gunn replied, have to?
Oh,
That's
this is
my
real.
joy.
This is real. Yeah, this is
okay.
Real.
It's not fake. It's real.
All right. Other execs either toe the company line, express generic and genial statements, or retweet praise. Gunn jumps in and lets his flag fly. He's already conducted a fun Twitter poll on whether Superman. I didn't think that was fun. No, I'm just kidding. Will have their tenure with the Trunks. Will have their tenure, them smooth out those rough edges, or will the inmates run the asylum? You're not fired, but it doesn't mean we want you around. We're still deciding. Gunn said he and Safran didn't fire Henry Cavill. He was never hired, he insisted. And turns out other actors, including Ezra Miller, may not be fired either. The duo noted that there's nothing prohibiting the stars of DC's 4 2023 movies from returning in the future. That's also where things started to sound the most corporate, with Safran giving a polished statement about Miller and the actor's recovery being the focus before looking to the future. Well, of course they're gonna go with that before the movie's release. They want people to feel good about buying their ticket as much as possible. Will we see the Miller as the Flash again? That depends on the film's response. Gunn called it, it's all about the box office. Gunn cut it out one of the greatest super movies ever, and Miller's future behavior. Booster Gunn, unlike many other execs who take on the comic book movies, Gunn lived for this stuff. He knows the ins and outs of the characters like most diehards of fans because he's one himself. And he knows his comic creators and respects them. He's given boosts to J.M. DeMatteis, Dan Jurgens, King, and others with his retweets to over 1.5 million followers. And his tweets highlighting some of the comic book work which the new movies and series will be based have already had an impact on sales. For him, publishing is not the backroom operation, and he's working with the comic side in concert with his and Safran's plans for the big and small screen. Comic books are important to me, and it's important to me that DC Comics get a bump out of all this, he said at Monday's presentation. I want the comics to continue. I don't want them to be a dying art form. I love all this part. DC has never had a booster like this before. For me, read Richard Newby's burning questions from the presentation.
This is real. Yeah.
Okay. So I like all that. Do you think though that that the execs aren't happy with some of the things he said though? From Warner Brothers? The previous regime was dicking around Henry Cavill.
Why should they care? Why should they care about the previous regime?
Yeah, they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, they still have impact. There's still some hanging around that aren't exactly Emmerich.
Maybe they should
Oh, I see now.
Appreciate his boldness, his bluntness.
Yeah, hold on a second here.
Because Gunn pulls no punches.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, Brian. Do you think the execs still at Warner Brothers that are not left? Well, Emmerich is still there in some capacity as a producer.
He's a producer.
Do you think that they may have taken they might not like some of the things he's saying with the previous regime was sticking Henry Cavill around? Do you think they might not like some of that from that Reddit
I'm sure they
post?
will, but I'm sure they don't care at the end of the day. I mean,
Okay.
It's completely. I don't know. I think it's a big old nothing burger. You think what you want.
Larry Quarkwitz, $5. Gods and monsters. Gods can't just mean Kryptonians and Wonder Woman. Has to imply new gods. Also, if they want to compete with MCU Darkseid. I mean, if you bring back Darkseid, Tom King's already there that was working on New Gods with Ava DuVernay. You know,
Don't bring Ava back for a little God.
No,
they might. They might.
I will not watch if you know.
No,
no.
Yeah, Anthony.
What's the last movie? It can't be.
Why?
Rick
Why?
Owens.
Yeah, she hasn't made shit. Like, come on. No.
Well, I wouldn't be opposed to it. She's very talented. I don't.
She's mid at best.
I don't know. What do you think, Crazy Joe? Bring back Ava DuVernay. Tom King's already there eventually.
I'm not terribly familiar with her, but I mean, didn't she win an Oscar? So I mean, she's clearly talented. I mean, I think everyone got down on her because she made that one crappy Disney movie, but that's all right. I mean, Steven Spielberg made Hook. Everyone's got a bad movie in them. You know, it doesn't mean much.
Hook is
Tom King's already got a working relationship with Ava DuVernay. They're about reestablishing relationships. That would also be a good look to get back a female director. I think it's more likely than Patty Jenkins. I'll tell you that.
And that's another thing that I don't know what it was. I mean, I didn't read the script. I don't know what Patty Jenkins proposed for Wonder Woman 3. If it was bad, it was bad. But everyone turned on her too. It's like, you know, she made a phenomenal movie in 2017, and then she made one movie people didn't like, and everyone's like, get her out of here. And it's like, well, you liked your last movie.
Well,
then it's total misogyny. I always hear people go, oh, well, I think James Gunn, what's his name? Zack Snyder secretly directed her movie. That is the most misogynistic comment. It's like, God forbid a woman made a good movie.
I don't know about that.
Well, there was not secretly directed, but there was a strong influence in the first Wonder Woman.
It's still her movie.
Bro, Alan who did The Sandman, I forgot Alan something. He's a comic book writer. He wrote that script.
Neil Gaiman?
No, it was Alan.
I think the feeling is that before BVS came out, everyone was with Zack Snyder, but then after the reception of BVS, including everyone involved, was just like, maybe we should just move away from you, you know?
No, I mean, if you listen, even James Gunn say in the same article.
Let's all thank Larry Korkowitz for supporting the show and everyone else giving a super chat tonight. I really appreciate the support. Larry Korkowitz, $5. Remember, Cavill was never hired.
I actually
Levi, Miller, Momoa, Cena, Davis, and Godot were hired. Oh wait.
No, Cavill did have a contract.
Go ahead, Film Goblin.
I was actually thinking I think a lot of the Justice League cast didn't want to work with Zack Snyder anymore, including Gal Gadot.
That's not true.
No, Cavill did it.
I do think some people don't want to deal with it anymore.
No, I think they were willing to trade him for Joss Whedon before, you know, how Joss Whedon was. They didn't know he was going to treat them so badly. You know?
Well, what are your thoughts on potentially Ava DuVernay if Tom King is in the writer's room?
It's not happening.
I'm not saying it's going to happen, Anthony. I'm saying, are you open to that? Do you think it could? Film Goblin, what's your take?
What do you think? Ray Porter will come back?
I don't know if they would use Ray Porter. I'm not sure.
I mean, why wouldn't he?
Because if they didn't, I think if they didn't, I would hope they would, but they don't.
I actually don't. I don't know. I don't think. Sorry.
Go ahead. Well, I was going to say, even if they don't, you know, they're not doing Snyderverse again. I would hope that they would consider Ray Porter for Darkseid.
I don't even think they're doing
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
But that would be. I mean, this is all speculation, Aaron. Just have fun with it.
Well, I don't know if maybe Ava DuVernay would want to work under James Gunn.
Why not?
I don't know. I think she's one of those type of directors who likes to have her creative freedom.
Well, James Mangold's working on a gun, and
Well, I think James
has
Gunn.
freedom.
He's that's going to be interesting.
Is that
to see
actually
what
confirmed?
Yes, pretty much with something.
I don't know,
there's
Brian.
just talk,
Brian,
just
knowing
talk.
that
They
Ava
haven't signed
DuVernay and
papers.
Tom King were very close to getting New Gods before the Snyder Cut came out, and they canceled it. And now that James Gunn's reached out to Tom King to be in the writers' room,
I think I agree with maybe Crazy Joe. They should probably just move away from like the New God stuff temporarily for now. Just
Okay.
because it still has like some of that baggage from the Snyderverse.
Do
All right.
Anti-Monitor, or White Martians, or somebody else. I don't know.
Like we even heard the Lantern series is going to be terrestrial based.
Yeah.
Maybe start on Earth. When you're ready to go out and do the cosmic stuff, you can do that. You can go do Green Lanterns going into space. You can introduce the new
I
gods.
think they're gonna do a bunch of whole standalone stuff for a while before we ever could do a Justice League.
Here's the thing, guys. Justice League there's already is a Justice League. There's just no movie. They're all part of the Justice League already. Batman, the Justice League is already formed.
What was that?
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
No, they're not, because this is a new take, isn't it? Like everyone's starting from scratch.
Well, we don't know. We don't know yet.
They're using
There's
something.
they're not going with origin stuff here.
Hold on. I was asking Brian. Brian, what do you think about Avery? She also had to have a project that deep in to be taken away and canceled.
She was pretty salty about that.
Wouldn't that be nice to, if you're not going to go Snyder, to maybe
give her back.
bring her back? Yeah,
it'd be a nice little olive branch.
Oh wait, Crazy Joe, I have a question. The other day you said you're not interested in the Batman, like the grounded stuff.
Yeah.
Why is that? If you don't mind me asking.
I just I don't care for it. I mean, if I want something that's very, very grounded in reality, I feel like I could watch any cop movie or the 6 o'clock news. If I'm here for superheroes, I want that world. And one thing I find very interesting about Batman is a lot of people, like John Campea, for example, always says, well, the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, doesn't fit in with this world of Superman and superheroes. But people also say it's the most faithful to the comics. And that to me is a contradiction, because in the comics, he's part of that world. If it's faithful to the comics, then yeah, he does fit into that world. So I don't know.
Well, do you think the Brave and the Bold, do you guys think it's going to be a detective noir like the Matt Reeves Batman movie?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be different, right? I don't know.
It says crime, epic crime, so saga, thriller, stuff like that. I don't know.
Well, what are you interested in the most in this slate, Max? If you don't mind me asking.
Definitely the Bat family, Brave and the Bold, and the Lanterns. I'm excited to where the Lanterns could lead, because I do like the end game. I do like build up to the big epic event.
What about the Authority?
The Authority is very interesting, and I'm on board for it, but I also, it's like introducing another group that we're supposed to follow when we had some other groups before. That's just me. I am holding on to that still. Like I really like the JSA. I would like to see that. And I do think it could be a property that's good for modern audiences based on the boys and I see the angle of having them in the same environment as Superman, where Superman's trying to play by the book and they're going to break the rules. And I do see that modern work, like Superman in a modern era, good old boy, that people are going to side with the Authority. And Authority, because people get killed when you give people justice and take them in instead of being executioner. That does result in can result in people. So that's very. I think that's.
You mean like Marvel's about to do with Secret Wars and Thunderbolts?
Yeah. No, Thunderbolts is more. Well,
is Supergirl gonna have Sasha Calle? Does anyone know?
I don't think so. I haven't confirmed yet.
It depends on the Flash, because some people are speculating that she's not actually Supergirl in the movie; she's actually Superwoman, and that when the Flash goes
It says Supergirl. Woman.
Well, she's not Kara Zor-El.
No, she's playing Cara. She's not playing no.
I think it's going to depend on the reception. If people love her, I think they'll bring her back.
Well, I don't know.
What
It's
I'm
like
most excited for.
So, is this going to be all young cast, or is this
It's
is
that
Batman
Batman.
going to be older still?
He's gonna be a 30s character, like somewhere between 30 and 35, probably.
Bro, I mean, does it really matter?
And he has a son.
Look, Aquaman is old as shit. Wonder Woman is old as shit.
So Superman's going to be the only
They're
one that's
immortal,
young?
right? Wonder Woman's immortal. Superman, well, Superman does age by age slowly, right?
Age slowly, yeah.
I actually think Jenkins should do Supergirl.
I actually think that would be better for her. Yeah, it's like I'm kind of
I
with
think
you,
that'd be
Phil,
better for her.
Well,
actually.
I think not this. If it is, I didn't read the story, but it seems pretty hardcore. Though I don't know if she can handle this specific.
Mike might direct Supergirl, Greta Gerwig or Sarah Polley.
I think they should.
I got the girl who did the woman thing. I don't get the girl.
They should definitely get Chloe Zhao to direct the next Wonder Woman movie. I think.
I don't know if I
should make her directorial debut.
I don't know.
You know what? That's just Chloe Zhao, because if they're doing a Turtles 2, I don't know if she's going to direct that.
No, I don't think
get her for either Wonder Woman or New Gods. I think she would be good.
No,
for
she said she would. She said she would love to do a Supergirl movie.
Reyes says, based on what we know about the slate, doesn't sound like My Adventures with Superman animated series is going forward.
Well,
I didn't hear
get
about
Chloe
that.
Zhao to direct Supergirl would be good too.
I didn't know. I missed that one. I have to go back
that
and
was
check what that
a
was.
cartoon. That was a cartoon that was made a couple years ago. That we don't know.
Rational. I don't know if I should show the picture because I've been seeing it floated around. But I don't know if Warner Brothers.
I heard some. You guys were talking about the animated movies earlier, saying it wasn't as good.
I said it was good.
No,
lately it hasn't been as good. Lately,
the new one.
Well, I did see the Legion of Superheroes that just came out, and that was pretty good actually. I think this new animated stuff is actually growing on me. The Tomorrowverse.
Yeah, the Tomorrowverse.
I think the next movie is going to be Justice League War World, and I think that's going to be pretty good.
Yeah. What's the next movie? That Batman, in a different universe movie coming out? Is that very
soon?
The
Doom
Gotham.
Gotham.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that supposed to be a sequel to Gotham by Gaslight?
I don't think so.
No,
I think it's just
but it looks like the same character designs.
What? I don't know.
That's his own universe, not the same.
Mm-hmm.
I will be honest. I am kind of a little upset that Green Lantern's not a movie first, just because I don't know. Like they need to make up for the last one.
I mean, to be fair, it makes sense to have it on TV because whatever happens on the TV is going to direct to the movies.
I got something to show you guys that's kind of interesting.
Can you imagine?
That this is a clip from years ago. It predicted something. Wait till you see this, Brian. Hold on a second here. A small clip.
What was the clip?
He's getting it. It's Camper.
All right, watch this. Watch. I want to get Brian's response here. This is for Brian. Here you go, Brian. Listen to this. Superman versus Batman announcement reaction. Listen to this.
Because you blow this.
Oh yeah, they're not going to blow this.
But if they do, you blow Batman versus Superman, DC Films dead for the next 10 years. You will
dead for the next 10 years. The Campia called it.
Well,
oh my God.
No, I don't agree with that they blew it. But what do you think of this, Brian?
I'm not recovering from this. You screw up Batman versus Superman. Done. Try rebooting something in 10 years.
Try rebooting something in 10 years.
Because your goldmine franchise is dead. Because you blow this.
Oh yeah, they're not going to blow this.
But if they do, you blow Batman versus Superman, DC films dead for the next 10 years.
And reboot in 10 years
Yeah,
later.
thank you, Warner Bros. Thank you.
What do you
Warner
think of
Bros.
that? What do you think of that,
my God,
Brian and
this
then
is
Crazy
true.
Joe?
The thing is, though, they're not even rebooting, though.
You know what
It's
I mean.
soft rebooting.
I've
Not
said
hard.
many times, Batman v Superman is the only one of the Snyder movies I actually liked. But you know what? I saw the reaction to it. I saw the sad Affleck memes. I saw people making fun of Martha. I heard my coworkers saying that it was the biggest piece of crap they ever saw, and they're not hardcore comic people like us. They're just the average moviegoer. That movie was a disaster, and
I think it's growing on people, though.
Everybody,
especially with the Ultimate Cut.
Everybody also wants to say, like, well, Joss Whedon killed Justice League. No, that movie killed Justice League because people didn't show up day one. They didn't know it was bad yet. They didn't know if it was bad or good. They didn't know anything about it. They only knew, I didn't like the last one. I'm not going to this one.
But then why would they show up for Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman?
Because those weren't connected. I mean, they were connected, but they weren't a direct continuation. Whereas Batman v Superman ended with the death of Superman. This was literally the direct sequel to Batman v Superman. It was not the direct sequel to Wonder Woman or the direct sequel to Suicide Squad.
I mean, that's
He's
what
not
happens
wrong.
when you have a
He's
stupid
not wrong.
company.
Chronologically, they might have taken
And you
place.
got
in between,
Margot and
but
Will Smith.
But there wasn't that much connectivity between them two, and you can honestly watch one movie without watching the other one in order.
I mean, yeah, that's
he's not
true.
wrong.
But to be honest, Warner Brothers killed BVS after
Well, of
30
course,
minutes of the
it
movie.
does. Yeah, we know. We're not saying that, but yeah, but
Well, I think people really just went into BVS with so much high expectations to make it.
Yeah, that's
maybe
true,
like
too.
they were expecting like an Avengers type film, but
But
like
there's a lot
that
of
wasn't really what it
reasons,
was.
Yeah, Reyes
The fact of
looked
the
at
matter
people they were looked annoyed with him, but come on, I got to give him credit there. I don't agree that
thing
they
is, though,
failed,
did
though,
you
but
see-
in a lot of people's eyes, it
Did you see Campbell was ranting like what was it few weeks ago when they confirmed that Ezra Miller might come back, and he's like, "You cannot bring Ezra Miller back."
Oh yeah,
And then he was also upset.
Well, it's
like,
out of necessity. If they do this, whatever you want to call it, and it's still confusing. If they do, yeah,
if they
whatever.
do bring him back, he's not going to say anything.
He's the through line to which you do it, so you kind of still need the Flash.
He
if
also
possible.
says like, "Oh, James Gunn, they need to do a full reboot. They can't half-ass it." And then it's confirmed that they're not doing a full reboot. He's like, "Oh, it's okay." He's a flip-flopping man. Like, just don't ever listen to whatever he says.
I was gonna send you a link, Bill, but I can't find your Instagram again, so I apologize. I was looking on Instagram. I hardly ever go on there, and I can't remember what it was, and I sent it to you last time. Okay. The hype was extremely high. Yeah, we know.
Yeah, and then
if it was me, I would have done the James Cameron and released that, and then you know what? Like 5 months later, say we have an ultimate cut in theaters that would have got.
I just don't get is like, why were the people who like, why is there such a disconnect? Like, the people who were involved making Batman versus Superman said they all loved it, and then once the movie came out, I was like, oh, everyone hated it. So it's like,
because it's
what
Warner
happened?
Brothers. That's Warner Brothers. They love. I'm not gonna say the word because it will be demonetized.
Okay.
But they love talking so much shit. It's Warner Brothers. That company.
Well, not just Warner Brothers, just the people who were involved making it, like the cast and the crew, and they're like, "This movie's going to be awesome," you know. And then, and then I just don't get what the disconnect is from them, from the audience and the critics, you know.
I don't want to talk. Man, it's crazy.
I think like the people who were just involved got so blindsided by the vitriol hate that it got. They're confused. Like, what? People hated this?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I like the movie, and as a fan of the movie, I there's no two ways around it. It was a franchise killer. That was a movie that was despised by the general public.
It does get me fun of a lot.
I guess they should have, like, you know, I don't know, maybe make after Man of Steel, they should have changed the Superman suit to being more like the Christopher Reeves and have Batman be more younger, you know, like have it go back to being like the old suits and not make Wonder Woman look like such a warrior.
I don't think the suits would have made a difference. I think it was the story and the approach.
It was WB being the dumbest company in history.
Well, I think people didn't like the looks of the suits either.
It's not the suit. People was not complaining about the suit.
All right, let me see what Rational's saying here. Max, I DM'd you Can't Be a Cavill video real quick. I mean, we have the time. It's funny. Hold on. As long as it's not that image, because
no, that image will get you copyright.
Yeah. Hold on a second here. Let me bring this
Oh,
up.
the one with the
Rational says it's okay, but he says everything's okay. Yeah. I think I've watched this before, Rational, but it is funny. It is funny.
Keeping around Zachary Levi Shazam, and I love Zachary Levi Shazam.
I don't.
But if you're going to keep that around,
it's okay.
And it's only if James Gunn was implying that Gal Gadot is still going to be around as Wonder Woman.
I doubt it. I don't think she is.
I think she will.
Well, I'm sorry.
I think she will too.
Explain to me why Henry Cavill isn't Superman anymore. You're going to have to fucking explain.
Oh man, all the F's.
To me why Henry Cavill is not Superman anymore.
You know he's going to get paid to get monetized.
Look like I'm only talking about a hypothetical situation that we do not even know if it's real. Okay, so take that with a grain of salt.
I thought you did say you did know, can't you?
That Henry Cavill wasn't going to be Superman anymore because I understood that the DC universe was not working and you needed to start over. Right? Love James Gunn. Trust James Gunn. I don't know what his full plan is. I'm just saying that while I have been 100% on board with every decision and every move, if you are keeping around Zachary Levi and you're keeping around Gal Gadot, and we don't know that he is, and you keep around Jason Momoa as Aquaman, I don't believe he is. I think he's going to be global. But if you're going to do all that, then yeah, James, who I love, you're going to have to fucking explain where Henry Cavill is. Because if the answer is not, well, we needed a clean slate, then you're picking the wrong horses. Because Henry Cavill is one of the best working pieces of that. Hadn't had the box office results that we wanted to, but that had a large part to do with some other circumstances going around. Most people acknowledge Henry Cavill's pretty good as Superman, even if they didn't like his Superman movies. But I get it. You need a clean slate, you let him go, and I'm okay. You start keeping around a bunch of other pieces, then yeah, you are going to have to make 50 of those damn Instagram black background white text messages explaining yourself about where the fuck is Henry Cavill. Because as excited as I am about 40K, and I'm excited about Warhammer 40K. I want an S on his chest.
Pause it.
Yeah.
Cavill should know this. Cavill did not have a contract. These other actors might still have a contract. You know, it didn't expire.
Yeah, but that, I don't know, contracts or not, they can still recast if they don't decide they want to go into a new direction.
You still gotta pay them.
You gotta pay them no matter what, even if they.
Yeah, and you're paying them a lot of money. Might as well just use them, right? Just might as well use them if you're gonna pay them a lot of money.
You could rework the contract eventually. So
yeah,
they want to.
Well, thank you, Rational. Thank you, Rational. I actually didn't see that one. I thought it was the one where he's like, Ezra Miller.
You're not gonna recast Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa is probably making like at least 20 million. I'm gonna might as well just use Jason Momoa.
I gotta say, Ray, if you're talking about Campia, that's actually not true. Campia doesn't take super chats during most of the show. He opens them up late in the show, but most of the show he doesn't take them because he doesn't want them to interrupt the flow of the show.
I mean, to be fair, he get all his money.
I also, Bellry, I think it's one of the best superhero movies ever, BVS.
I do too as well.
Yeah.
Only thing I don't like about it is Superman. I like everything about it except Superman.
Hey, it's people's opinion. You like it or you don't like it. You can't change other people's opinion. Simple as that.
All right. Well, thank you, Rational.
What's the next topic?
Yeah, I have other topics here. Let me see. Well, we have Gina Carano.
Holy Jesus,
man! Yeah.
She made the thumbnail.
Bro, she died. She died in the X-wing, bro. She's dead.
Well, this is what's been going around. If Star Wars Theory is covering it, then
Want to talk about Dead of Nerds? No, I'm kidding.
I doubt that they're even going to address it. I don't think, and I wasn't trying to downplay Gina's performance. I just don't think if you change, this isn't like Superman
Wait, this
or
is
something.
bounce into the comics?
This
Hell
isn't
no.
this isn't like Superman where you got to address Cara Dune's character. I think you can move forward with it without even addressing it. Path of least resistance with this, but this is what's been going around pretty frequently to a lot of channels.
Oh, now I see the source.
Well, okay. Well, Aaron, for proper movie talk, we got to examine the topic first before we just shout out what we think. Let's hear what Star Wars Theory says. This is what you do in movie talk. You examine it, and then we could debunk it or argue against this rumor. But this is what's been going up, and lots of people have been covering this. I don't think this is going to happen just right off the bat. I just don't think they're even going to address it. But here we go.
Cara Dune's Star Wars role to be recast. Gina Carano's Star Wars role, Cara Dune, might get recast after all. Giant freaking robot reports that Lucasfilm is.
Is that Aaron?
It's already debunked. He said it's a giant freaking robot.
Currently considering a new actress to take the role. Almost 2 years ago, Lucasfilm announced that Carano would not.
Now, I immediately think that listen, I cover stuff on Giant Freaking Robot. I don't think they're all bull BS.
Yeah, they are.
But
99%.
I don't think they all are. I think they actually have some stuff. I actually say 50-50. But
No.
this one just reeks to me of triggering people to get outraged over Gina Carano.
This is actually false, Todd Fair.
Todd Fair. Hey, Todd. It wasn't just Todd. I love that you're here, but I don't think it was just the turkey.
Oh
but
my God.
I think they still didn't want to work with Zach. I think he was thinking maybe potentially he could hint Todd. But I love you, Todd. Right now, it's the Snyderverse is a turkey. I'll say that. It's not going to go anywhere. But Todd Fair, $20. And I really appreciate the support, Todd. I really do. Max, I know you are an MCU fanboy, but give DC a chance, please. Todd, I'm trying my best. Thank you for the support. I am trying my best to be open to the future of Guns DC. There are some things that are intriguing. I'm going back and trying to look at stories with the Authority. And I'm going back and looking at some old animated projects. I might even look into, looking into reading some more old school comics. So I'm open to it, Todd. It is hard. I'll be honest with you. It is hard because I wanted to see the classic villains, Darkseid, Superman, and the Justice League, and you're going to have to build up to that again. Everyone says, but Max, you're getting that. I'm like, but we already had it, and all we had to do was get a continuation. But we got to build it up to it now again.
Do you know what his Superman film's going to be about?
No, Superman's legacy. And
do you know what it's going to be about?
No, I don't. Specifically, the younger Superman working at the Daily Planet. I think reporter Clark is going to. I think you're going to get a lot of Clark working at the Daily Planet, being a reporter.
Well, what would you like for it to be about?
I would like. You're not going to like. People might not like what I want. I want less Clark reporter, less Smallville Clark, and more Superman versus villains in Justice League.
What about you, Crazy Joe?
I want Superman action.
I want Brainiac.
Yes.
I would love Brainiac to be the villain. I think that they are fools if they don't bring back the John Williams music. I don't know.
Please.
Other than that, I just want a good story.
Or do you think they should bring back the John Williams music mixed with the Man of Steel music too?
No.
I hate that Man of Steel music.
I say they should go fresh new music.
You're never going to write a score as good as John Williams.
Thanks for that question, Phil.
I think they should try to do both to please all sides of the fandom.
We're not gonna please it.
But if they hint at Lobo, that would be amazing.
But
I honestly, and I know people are going to say, well, Max, Clark in the farm and Smallville Clark and reporter Clark is part of Superman, and I agree. But I mean, I've seen a lot of that. I want to get to Superman versus villains, and
I would love to see a version where Jonathan Kent is still alive, like in the
No.
80s under John Byrne, where Jonathan Kent didn't die and Clark could go to him for advice and talk to him. I'd like to see them do that on the big screen for a change.
Personally, I really don't care. I don't care if he's alive or he's.
And Todd, I am an MCU fanboy. I'm a DC fanboy. I'm a video game fanboy. I'm a Star Trek fanboy. Not so much, but I try to be. I'm a fan of everything. I don't.
I think they should have Lex
Thank you,
Luthor
Todd.
again in the movie.
Oh, I would love Lex Luthor.
My plan for this whole universe is to have Lex Luthor run for president.
But I would like for that, and then him try to do the same thing like they try to do with the Christopher Reeves movies, where he tried to, what was his plan again? Try to like cause an earthquake.
Yeah, in the first movie.
No! Please don't do that.
Sink
Please
California
don't do
into
that.
the sea.
Just do him becoming a president, please. Just
Yeah, have him do this
Thank you,
crimes
Larry.
behind the
Thank you,
scene, but
Larry.
he always manages ways to cover it up and always like seduce like the American public and I think he's doing good. And then you get with Lex Luthor's president, you get Batman, you get like most of the heroes, and you got Batman and Superman, and their job is to try to expose Lex Luthor for the fraud he is, like get him.
They should bring back Michael.
Public Enemies. They should
bring back Michael Rosenbaum for Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Well, let's get back to the. Let's get back to. Thank you for those are great topics, Todd and Phil Kaufman. But let's get back to this Gina Carano stuff.
Appear in future Star Wars projects. She was removed because of her controversial post that she had made on social media. This was a big blow to Carano's career. Carano's character, Cara Dune, stood out in The Mandalorian. She was one of the favorites that they introduced in the show. There were even fan campaigns to keep the former MMA for Dune, but there were also suggestions on who Lucasfilm could consider. But unfortunately, it was announced that there was no plan to recast Cara Dune. There were plans to make a spin-off series titled Rangers of the
We know that. Yeah, Rangers of the
New Republic, which would have been sick, starring the titular character. It was even hinted in The Mandalorian that Cara Dune had an open invitation to join the New Republic. But since Carano's removal from the franchise, the development of Rangers of the New Republic has dwindled down, so much so that people speculated the show has been canceled. So I think now they're replacing it with Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shand. I think perhaps they're going to make a show about her. That's like the rumor.
They're going to make a show about Bo-Katan.
Okay. Well, I would be up for Fennec Shand too. What do you think, Crazy Joe?
I'd want to see the character get recast. I've been saying since the beginning their
you're
plans,
going back to Cara Dune?
Yeah, I said their plans should not have been derailed because of one actress.
It's not worth the headache, Crazy Joe.
What headache? Why is there a headache? Was there a headache when Darren was recast on Bewitched?
Are you naive? Are you naive to like she's not big enough character to deal with the headache? If it's a big enough character,
screw the headache. Screw the headache.
I think it's a headache. I don't want to deal with that. I would just move on. I don't know.
Bring in a great actress who's going to care.
Let's go down the line. Aaron, should they recast Gina Carano? Is it worth the headache, or do you think it's enough that they could just move on?
Here's the thing: if they wanted to be cast, they would have been cast already because they would have gone and continuing that show. They wouldn't cancel that show if they didn't plan on recasting her. So they're probably not going to recast her.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Anthony, do you think they should recast Cara Dune or just move on?
They're not going to recast her. They're not going to recast her. But she's just going to, like I said, she died with that inside of her X-Wing. Like she's dead.
You mean if they say that, they would at least be addressing it? That would also have backlash too.
Good.
That would have backlash. That would have backlash too.
Yeah, after backlash. Good.
Matt, I would love it if you could come in on this topic.
Matt, come on.
Yeah. Nothing, Bell. But what's happening is people are talking about rumors that they're going to recast her. I just think you don't even address the character again. Crazy Joe's take is recast her, deal with the headache. I don't want to deal with that headache. I would just move on. I don't think not to minimalize the impact of Cara Dune. I am saying that a little sarcastically. I like Cara Dune. I have a Mandalorian poster with Mando, Cara Dune, and Grogu on it. But she's not a significant enough character to deal with backlash and all this. Just move on.
Bring in the actress who played Stormfront on The Boys. She was good.
Just do a different character. Matt says new character. I say don't even address it.
She's basically agree with Anthony.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate against Crazy Jones. Say they should bring her back and keep her, and have her be the main character.
You said okay. Film Goblin says they should bring her back.
And then you bring her back. And
Here's
have
my
the character have a heart attack.
my honest response to that, Film Goblin. I think you could have brought her back if she didn't go on tour with Geeks and Gamers, Nerdrotic, and Daily Wire, telling her story.
Exactly, and that's the other thing. Recast her, and it's a giant FU to Gary and his beard.
Do a turn on her if she comes
down
back.
and shave him. I'm gonna find him at a con. I'm gonna hold him down. I'm gonna shave him. I'm gonna shave the shit out of him.
Care about the Geeks and Gamers stuff. I just say just bring her back because she was good in the first 2 seasons.
No, I hear you, Film God. I'm not opposed to bringing her back. I'm not personally. I just think based on what it's guilt by association. Her comments alone, I could think they could have brought her back, but then when her associations, yes, and it is guilt by association with hugging people at cons that constantly attack her employer. It's just I don't think it's going to fly. I
think there's a lot of Gina Carano fans more than people give her credit, though. So
no, I'm a fan too. Film Goblin. I would have bought her action figure.
She's not a good actress.
I liked her character. That's all. I removed the art from the artist. Like I don't care if her.
No, she was never a good actress even before all that stuff.
She's getting better.
Yeah,
she's better than Ronda Rousey, but that's not much.
Let's not forget, because there's a misconception. A lot of people say she was fired, but because of her political views, she wasn't. She was fired because Disney told her, you got to stop posting this stuff. And she said, okay. And she and her agent made a deal promising that she would stop posting this stuff. And then she did it again. Yeah. That's why. It was because she violated the terms she came to an agreement with her employer.
Honestly,
there is a morality clause. Inside of Disney, there is a morality clause.
Listen to this. Actually, she was Henry Cavilled.
She did Henry Cavill.
No. Aaron, do you get what I mean? But like,
I know.
Just like James Gunn said.
Around?
No, don't say that. No. You have the action figure? Oh no.
But it's true though. She did. They did.
No, they basically they Henry Cavilled her. What I mean by that is like James Gunn says, I didn't fire Henry Cavill. They didn't actually fire Gina Carano. They just didn't give her a new contract.
Here's an idea. How about
they give her a new contract?
Have her bring. They should bring her as Wonder Woman.
No.
No, you're fucking crazy. Bro.
I love you, man, but that's.
I don't think Gal Gadot is the best actress in the world, but at least Gal has a certain charm to her, like Regina doesn't.
Gina will have a fine career making movies nobody watches on the Daily Wire, a streaming service nobody has.
But what James Crazy Joe, tell that to all the Gina Carano fans. They didn't fire Gina. They just didn't hire her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like James Gunn says to Cavill.
Oh no, she was fired. She had a spinoff. She had a spinoff coming. They fired her.
No, but they had to give her a new contract. They didn't sign her onto a new contract. They just
let her sign her a new contract, and they're like.
And hey, guess what? She used to date Henry Cavill, so there you go. Take down the whole couple.
Yeah, and she should be Wonder Woman if she's not going to.
Conspiracy against Henry Cavill and Gina Carano.
All right, well let's see what else.
Sexually transmitted firing.
Oh wow! Oh. Wow. Okay. All right, let's see what else.
November 2021, Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy did confirm to Empire magazines that plans for Rangers of the New Republic would be put into The Mandalorian instead. Technically, the Cara Dune is no more, and we were supposed to not hear about her again. Apparently, Dune's character is too hard to ignore. After 2 years,
I think that's bullshit. Too hard to ignore. That's why I wanted to cover this. Do you think Cara Dune's character is too hard to ignore? I don't. I think it's BS.
Well, we can't say. We don't know what the plans were. They had a story, and it involved her.
I don't know. Aaron, Anthony, what do you think? She's too her character's so relevant, too hard to ignore.
No, that's not true.
Okay. Film Goblin, what do you think? Is her character too important to ignore? In your opinion?
No, like I said, they should bring her back. I don't think you can ignore her.
You don't think they can? Okay.
Just
All right.
because she died doing the X-Wing. Simple.
Yeah, but you don't know what the story they're telling is. They have a story planned out, and it involved her. I mean, she might have been one of the central characters.
Well, you know, when they did the Mandalorian season 3 trailer, there wasn't a big backlash to the trailer. People weren't asking where's Cara Dune. They were excited.
She was in season 2 of The Mandalorian.
No, season 3. I said.
Yeah,
season
but he said nobody missed her in season 2. She was there.
Yeah, she was there at the very end. Yeah. I think you don't realize. When he watches part of this, he recaps the end of season 2. She was at the very end of season 2. So.
Since removing Chrono,
She just wasn't. We forget that we saw Mandalorian and Boba Fett, but the actual Mandalorian series that she was up to the last episode. But we saw, that's why people don't realize.
The Gresser does have a point. She was so important to them. Yep, that is true.
Yeah, she wasn't brought back then.
They should probably give her a movie as well.
Hell no, you bugging. You smoking that good shit. Jesus Christ.
Yes, Todd Fair says, I can't believe the head of DC, James Gunn, has to promote his Marvel movies and the MCU controls it all. That is a very interesting situation for him to be head of DC and promoting a Marvel film.
Not really. His contract is done.
Kelly, quit. Kelly, come here. All right, so let's hear what else Star Wars Theory has to say.
and the character from Star Wars, Lucasfilm is now reported to be open to recasting her. Big mistake. It was a surprise to hear from many, but one example could be James Gunn. Disney fired him in 2018 from Marvel after some old offensive posts resurfaced and questioned him personally. It delayed the plans for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and it did affect the actors who have been very supportive of Gunn. After 1 year, Disney rehired Gunn to continue Guardians and even add a Christmas special. Does this give Gina Carano a chance to possibly being hired again to come back as Cara Dune? I think if they were to recast Gina Carano, to recast Cara Dune, I think it would be a really bad mistake. I think that to recast her would not only make so many people just jarred and unhappy, but it would take so many people out of
It's probably let me see here. Matt Jarbo's here. Hey Jarbo, what should they do with Cara Dune?
Cara Dune should just be killed.
Like an X-Wing? Like an X-Wing?
Why no? When would she fly an X-Wing? She's like, I mean, unless she was brought in as a sheriff of a territory, she wasn't going to be given an X-Wing and go on patrols.
I mean, it'll be fun.
How about in a pod race?
God, wow. In an X-Wing in a pod race, you guys lack imagination, all right? Clearly.
It's a fun thing on social media. It's not me. It's just a fun thing.
It's just stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb. No, just like there should be an attack, right? By remnants of the Empire, and she was killed in the line of duty. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
That's how you do it. Like there was, she was investigating something and they killed her. That's what happens. It happened off screen. It happens off screen all the time. I mean, generally speaking, if a person dies is on a TV show, they'll just move on and say that they're dead or whatever, and give a reason.
I like the X-Wing and pod racing idea. Sorry.
I think you guys lack imagination. I think as far as nostalgia bait goes, that's pretty nostalgic bait right there.
What if Cad Bane kill her?
Bring in a character who looks just like her and say it's her sister Lara.
No, bro.
No, she wasn't. Joe. She didn't fly for the Empire. She was a shock trooper for the rebellion.
The rebel, yeah.
What if she turns out to be Snoke?
I mean, there should be like that. There should be like that. Cad killed Cara Dune. Cad Bane kill her.
I mean, I don't know. Like, who knows what they're gonna do? I think they should bring back Cad Bane.
He's not dead. He's not dead.
I hope not.
Or
she's
Rey's mother.
I don't even think you need to address her really. Just
yeah, you do got to address her because she was she's in her. Literally half of the episode she's in.
Okay.
So you got to address her. If you don't address Cara Dune, that's like saying like,
well, if she is important, I would just bring her back. It's just that the geeks and gamers angle.
no, she's not. Look, her character needs to be addressed because her character was part of it, but you don't need to like dwell on it. It's like she was killed in the line of duty. She was a shock trooper. She didn't have any fear. She died a valiant hero. The rebellion, the New Republic thanks her for her service. Yada yada yada. Yo, there's some crazy shit going down on Mandalore. All right. Like, look, if you go if you follow the trajectory from season 2, all right, you've got the one Ranger of the New Republic, and that guy is like, I forget that guy's name, but like the guy from Kim's Convenience and stuff. And he's like, look, something's going on. He told that to Cara Dune. He's like, something's going on.
Oh, I just came up with a better idea. What if Jar Jar Binks kills her?
Dude, oh, come the fuck on, guys. Seriously, like, this is stupid. No, because
I'm
if
being
you
serious. What if Jar Jar Binks kills her?
then you know what? Then Star Wars theory might have a place for you to decide. I guess. I don't know.
That would be funny. That would actually be funny.
Look at Star Wars Theory's eyes, man. He looks like
That would be amazing.
looks like he's on drugs or something.
Bro,
he does do it. He said, "No."
But do you actually think they're considering this, Matt? I think this is all BS.
Bringing her, no, giant freak, no. They're gonna. I mean, look, if they recast her, then like, who would they recast her? I think they're replacing her with Bo-Katan, because she's going to be more of the central female role in this season, because there's going to be clearly the battle between her and Mando over the Darksaber, because that is going to be something that pops up.
By the way, this guy has a YouTube channel.
So all I'm saying is, like, look, we know they're leading towards Thrawn, okay? So, and we know that the Empire still has remnants out there. So we know that they've got a cloning facility. We know that from season 2. We know that they're working on stuff for the First Order with Grogu. We know Dr. Pershing is going to be in this season. He's on Coruscant from the looks of it in the trailer. We know that there's going to be a B story that is going to be building outward towards Ahsoka and the return of Thrawn. We know that. So you just kill off Cara Dune in something related to that. That's all you got to do. That's it. And then it's like she gets a valiant hero's death. They don't got to pay her any more residuals, and then move on with her life. You can go back to doing My Son Hunter 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Or be the next Wonder Woman.
No, dude, she's not going to work with. I mean, for one, James Gunn has just got he's got a no asshole policy, so Gina Carano is not even going to be involved anyway.
James Gunn's not going to hire.
He literally does have a no asshole policy.
Yeah.
Like he has that for that, and that's what they're going to go for here. It's like, they're not going to bring on anyone who's super controversial. Like, Zachary Levi made a comment. It's kind of, it can be taken into a, multitude of different ways. However you want to look at it. But if Zachary Levi probably was told to shut the hell up, he shut the hell up. Other people, Ezra Miller, they're praising Ezra Miller for getting help. So there's all that stuff. And again, if you guys don't realize that in the case of all the DC shit, they are literally not Zachary, Jason, Gal, Ezra. Oh yeah, no, they can still stay around because they have movies coming out this year. They're not going to tell you they're canceling them.
What do you think about what they're going to do with the Elseworlds stuff?
Elseworlds is limited capabilities, right? So what I mean by that is Joker 2 is going to happen, maybe Joker 3, depending on how much money it makes. That's its own thing. The Batman has his own world of shit. I don't think that.
God.
What?
Monkey Jeebus.
What about Monkey? What?
Hold on. You got to see this. You got to see this, Matt. We got to get your reaction. No.
Oh, that's disgusting.
I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me.
Oh my dear Lord.
That's pretty sexy if you ask me.
That's
really.
I can't tell if that's me or Brian though.
Oh,
my God.
I actually thought it was me.
No.
It's a mishmash of elderly white men with beards and glasses.
I don't have a beard. That's
well. You've got a 5 o'clock shadow.
I wish I had that luxurious hair.
Monkey Jeebus, can you send me a still of this? This is going to make the thumbnail. Matt Jarbo replacing recast of Cara Dune. that's going to get a lot.
I mean, all things considered, I could use the work. So yeah.
You got to show us your dance moves too sometime, Matt Jarvis.
Yeah, I have to get really drunk for that. So I was really hammered in that video.
Double Dune.
No, look, here's the thing is, and this is what RJ and everyone doesn't like. You have to listen to what James Gunn actually said in regards to where they want to go. Movies, television, animation, gaming. They want it consistent. They want it congruent. They want it to be a cohesive universe. Elseworlds is dumb. They know it's dumb. They don't want Elseworlds, but they're stuck with some of it for right now. So they're going to finish it out. They're going to finish it out because it's a money-making endeavor that's already worked. Like, I mean, Elseworlds, stuff like Teen Titans Go or animation shows like that, Bat Wheels, whatever, that's considered Elseworlds, and that could stay because those are just of non-consequence. They've been around for Teen Titans is popular. Let's be fair. Like Teen Titans Go is popular. There's that. But other stuff for like movies, animation, television, gaming, they want all of that to be under one umbrella. So it makes no sense under any circumstance.
What about the Penguin TV series
but I said that at the beginning. Everything they've got set up right now, they're going to let play out. So they're going to let Matt Reeves do his thing, do the Penguin series, the Arkham series, Batman Part 2, probably Batman Part 3, and that's going to run side to it because it's already been proven a success. And the Joker has been proven a success. I don't think the Ta-Nehisi Coates movie is going to get made. I really don't. I know they talked about it, but I think it's pretty stupid.
He keeps saying that it's still happening, James Gunn. I was like, bro, Steve.
I mean, that's a J.J. Abrams production right there. You know what I mean?
So it's like 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah. So if it doesn't roll camera this year, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean?
You don't think they're going to do like an Injustice movie?
No, they're not gonna. No, that they don't want to touch any. Like, you got to start thinking about like what exactly they're doing. And Todd Fayer will back me up in the chat over this one. All right, James Gunn. Okay, when David Zaslav came on board, he praised Kevin Feige and how he runs the MCU.
He called Feige.
He called him. He called Iger. He called everybody. He went on a listening tour throughout Hollywood. Alan Horn came over to help out. Okay, he went on and he was like, "What makes this stuff successful?" And I'm pretty certain it was like one consistent voice having that type of hegemony, right? So then he goes and he brings on James Gunn, Peter Safran. Gunn, having studied underneath Kevin Feige, was being groomed to take over the cosmic side of Marvel, all that stuff. So yeah, you bring them on in, and now these guys have got to unfortunately worry about 4 movies to tie into their new universe. But they were able to figure out a storytelling narrative that will allow them to weave it all together, keep some things, reset other things, and go from there. But what they're not telling you is that at the end of the day, it's eventually going to, and sooner than you think, go into a whole new direction with all new characters. Right? So Gald is out. Ezra's out. Jason's out. Zachary Levi's out. These characters, they're not going to survive the Flash in June.
What about Viola Davis?
Viola Davis is Waller. That's another one. That one is going to stay. That one is going to stay, and a lot of that has to do because the Suicide Squad has kind of been removed from a lot of
Cena.
Cena's going to stay because that shit's popular.
Waller ties into Peacemaker season 2.
Yeah, Waller. And the thing is, though, because the Justice League things are going to get changed, it's entirely possible that Peacemaker season 2, Waller is going to end up being slightly different on its own.
And Margot Robbie.
And Margot Robbie will probably stay around as Harley Quinn for as long as she'll want to. But I do see them recasting her because, again, much like Henry Cavill, she's kind of getting a little bit too old. Not to say that she is old.
But it's Momoa's going to go?
I said Momoa's gone. Momoa's gone. Lobo is clearly what he wants to do. They've already addressed he's not going to play more than one character. They've said that he sees it as a trilogy, but again, they're not going to tell you right now that it's over. It doesn't make any business sense to tell you that it's over.
And then James Gunn's wife's going to stay too as hardcore, huh?
Who cares? Yeah, who cares?
I mean, people care, but
no, the people give a shit because people have nothing. People are fucking hens. Who cares? She's an actress. She's working. But you know what? It's like
I want everyone to continue.
It's just certain things are going to change, but in the long run, in the long run, it doesn't make any financial sense to do Elseworld stories, because if it's not tying in to what they're building towards, it's just wasted. They've got things right now that are in the works that they have to deal with. Sadly, that probably means that Keanu Reeves' Constantine 2 is not going to happen, which sucks.
But then, but you said they're going to still do that Gotham series and Arkham series, right?
Well, the Arkham series is happening. Which is really weird, because Joker Part 2 takes place in Arkham, and I'm like, okay, without there being a crossover on that one. I mean, the thing is, a lot of what I think the Batman is going to live on for a while. All right. I mean, so like, I don't think Momoa is leaving DC. I think he's just switching roles. And he might fight Superman later on. I mean, we don't know yet. This stuff is a couple years away, but just from a business perspective, looking at how Marvel does things, DC now gets to be the underdog to Marvel with congruent leadership.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I feel like if you're going to just get rid of like almost everyone, you might as well just do a full reboot.
You can't. It's not that doesn't make them, like, they have to still make money. So if right now, if James Gunn came out and he's all like, we're rebooting everything at the end of 2023, nothing you see this year matters. Are people going to have confidence in going to the theaters? No.
Yes. No.
No, they're not going to care. There's already apathy towards DC. They're not going to care, right? You might get like Black Adam will be the highest grossing DC film since, like Wonder Woman 2017, right? Really Justice League, because of like how bad, if they went that route, is what I'm trying to say. They're not going to do that because it's pointless for them to do. They need
Max,
to make
what do you
money.
mean to change my avatar?
It's just I can't, the white.
Talking about the picture.
My OCD bothers me whenever StreamYard messes up that I like some type of image there instead of just.
Well, you don't see my original image?
No, you have to change it to something else.
I can see it as my original image is there.
Just click it again. Just click it again. Click it again.
Yeah, just do it
click
again.
What?
Click. Go to edit. Go to edit. Audio avatar.
Yeah.
And then you just click it and might.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. Look, I think things are going to be interesting in the next couple years. If it were me, I would probably do a hard reboot. It's unfortunate that they came on in because of during this time when there's other movies that are on the table. I mean, I would probably just reset everything under the Batman, to be fair. But but I also like the idea of focusing on smaller characters and giving them the limelight. I know that people out there are desperate for another Superman movie. I still think he should go to Guantanamo Bay for being a war criminal. And I really do. I think it's like, look, the DC should divorce itself of characters that are not ground relatable right now. Like gods, get rid of them. That kind of mythos, get rid of them. Like I know that's
Captain America.
Captain America, though, is a ground level hero. He's you need to find somebody who can embody his traits for DC, but it's like, again, you can't have a Jesus like figure, right? You just can't.
Do you think Marvel should do the same after Thor: Love and Thunder stuff?
I mean, well, Thor: Love and Thunder, I thought was a fine movie. I think the biggest problem with Thor: Love and Thunder is that it didn't fully know what it wanted to be.
Because of Bob Chapek.
No, Chapek was a big part of that, I believe. Yeah.
Marvel doesn't try to make their heroes like gods.
No, they that's the thing, is like
X-Men
Marvel heroes have a lot of relatability to the average common man, and they portray it through that lens. Whereas DC is like, hi, I can I have the power of 8 billion suns. I'm completely impervious to everything.
Well, the reason why I say after Thor: Love and Thunder is because like you said, DC needs to divorce themselves from like the god level tier characters, correct?
Yeah, they need to reestablish.
Well, I'm seeing like how with Marvel with this last phase, like with Eternals and Thor: Love and Thunder, it hasn't worked out for them either. Where I feel like their ground level characters have been more successful, like Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, and Captain America as well.
Well, see, but the thing you have to remember here is, like, in many instances, the key to a solid story as your villain. You have to have a good villain. If you don't have a good villain and one that really matters, like Gore the God Butcher was an amazing character. I think Christian Bale did such a great job. And they kind of failed him. They really failed him with that movie, I think. But then again, like he wasn't even really the full villain of.
Do you think it was better than Wonder Woman 1984?
Wonder Woman 1984 was bad. It was bad. And I know Crazy Joe likes to think that Patty Jenkins had full control over Wonder Woman 2017.
Yeah.
Look, there's no way you can look at Wonder Woman at the freaking No Man Land scene in Wonder Woman 2017 and how much slow-mo was in that shot and how it was framed and how it was executed and everything else, and then apply that to anything that happened in Wonder Woman 1984 and go,
funny?
This is made by the same person.
Well, it's funny that James Gunn said Wonder Woman 84 doesn't even make sense after the first Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, he shat on that movie because it was a bad movie. Like,
because it's fucking dog shit.
Yeah, like.
Do you think Patty Jenkins can do another DC character though?
No, I don't think. Look, Patty Jenkins, I don't see her. She's not. I mean, like, apparently Rogue Squadron is back in development.
Back to Star Wars.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's happening. I don't think it's happening. But it's like, look, if they want to do Rogue Squadron, they need to do Rogue Squadron right, and Rogue Squadron right is having it be, with yeah, well, no, treat it like Top Gun Maverick, but set it during the time frame where Rogue Squadron actually was fighting in the Empire. It was again put it at the same. Rogue Squadron should take place at the same time as the Mandalorian, where you've got the New Republic and their elite team of fighters that are still taking out the remnants, the pockets of the Empire, because that's still going on.
Well, there you go with Anthony's idea. You can have Cara Dune drive an X-wing and she dies in it.
No, it was
but
not
she's
my
not a
fun on
pilot
Twitter.
though. She's a
It's
shock
on Twitter.
trooper.
I didn't know, it was not me. It was not me.
Maybe her safety wasn't on. She accidentally killed herself.
I don't. Her gun malfunctioned and she couldn't beat it against the wall fast enough. Yeah, I know. Look, I don't know what they're gonna do with Cara Dune. I think they need to explain something, because she was a central figure of season 1 and season 2, and everything else. And I think the best course of action is just to kill her off, and then use. Look, I'm not saying, like, I know this is gonna sound like don't fridge her, which is like make her death motivation for something to happen for for Mando to go do something. But at the same time, why not? At the same time, why not just fridge her ass and, she's dead, and then that's motivation for them to go back and fight harder. I don't know. I mean, she screwed herself, and that's the saddest part about it.
I think you're not gonna like my idea. I think Patty Jenkins should do the Supergirl movie.
You know what? If with a good enough script, I think it could be okay. But she also needs this, but what she needs to do is have a good story that she doesn't write. Because the scripting for Wonder Woman 84 was absolutely god awful.
I hate the trend in Hollywood where everyone has to be a writer and director. Just be a director.
Well, not everyone has to, but like when you can,
a lot of people though, yeah.
Well, it's more power. It's more power. Otherwise, like if you don't have that control, then executives can come in and screw over. Like that's why certain directors have issue with Marvel. Because like Marvel will take over the editing duties and everything else. Wait, is this the AI created Seinfeld?
Yes, I was gonna say.
I haven't seen this yet. I gotta go get medicine for my kid because that's why I'm at the store. But yeah, play this real quick.
We could watch a minute of this here.
Yeah.
Well, I think
holy shit, he looked like Mark Jarbo.
It's definitely eye-catching. Yeah, I guess it is interesting. I'm just not used to it.
He looks so weird.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, did you just get it done today?
Hey, yo.
I think so. I thought she already had a new one.
What?
Nice.
What the hell is this?
But
I wish
matter
they got their
what,
actual
it's
voice.
an
This would be so much
improvement over her
funnier.
old style.
Probably would have been copyright.
Yeah, I suppose it
I
is.
know.
Plus, it was time for a change. Maybe I should dye my hair
She's
next.
naked? Oh, no.
It's hard to hear, guys. Hold on. Just give it a second. It's so bad. I was actually watching it for a while earlier.
So my aunt called me this morning and told me she's getting a pet iguana.
Really?
That's so random. What did you say?
I told her she's got to be careful because those things can get pretty big.
What?
Then she asked my advice on what kind of plants to get for it. I told her to stay away from plastic because they can't chew it up.
That's true.
I can't believe your aunt is getting an iguana. What happened to the cat she was going to get?
I guess she had a change of heart.
Yeah, she must really like iguanas.
Why is it
So
called
bad.
laughing at that?
I wouldn't mind getting an iguana myself. They're pretty cool.
This is so bad.
It is bad. It's terrible.
But it's got a charm to it though. It's got a charm.
Hey, I think Zack Snyder should.
One more.
use this.
Okay, this is it.
Hey everyone. So, I heard someone in the back talking about how hot it is in here.
Oh
Can you all say amen?
What?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I'm a bit of a germaphobe, so if it's this hot, I can't even imagine how many germs are in the air. In any case, let's talk about my day. I went to the mall today and oh, my goodness. There was this woman who had so much perfume on that it made me cough. I mean, what is she trying to do? Send out a SOS signal or something? I guess it did work because at least I noticed her. Alright, enough about perfumes. So I'm just walking down the aisle when this little girl
What
Oh,
the
comes up to me and asks
fuck?
where the toy section is. I felt like a total lark because I couldn't for the life of me remember where it was.
What?
So, instead, I told her to follow her nose and she'll eventually find it. It worked like a charm too because she was so excited to try it out. I guess kids are always up for an adventure.
This is bad.
Dude,
I'm gonna send you the link though, Matt, for that Twitch channel. It's 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I heard the funniest thing yesterday.
Now I kind of want to see this one.
My
'cause
friend was telling
George.
me about this guy at work.
Where'd George
who gets
go?
so mad and yells whenever things don't go the way he wants.
That's hilarious.
All right, guys, I gotta get going.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
wait, you know who I think
Woman who
he
figured
will
out
get
a
to
way
direct
get
the
the dog to
Supergirl
do all
film?
the dishes.
Well, Film Gob is gonna go.
Okay, whatever.
Taught him how
Do you
to
see
do
my
laundry
avatar?
and
Fix?
make a salad.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
No
I
way.
was there.
I know. It's amazing what you can train animals to do nowadays.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of TV shows where they do some pretty incredible tricks.
This is the last. I promise. Okay, that's it. That's all I could stomach. I was watching for a while. Every once in a while, something funny happens with the AI, but most of the time, it's like, what the hell is that about?
Oh wait, so did you know who I think James Gunn will get? Because this Supergirl movie is going to be cosmic, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Guess who I think they're going to get? He's going to get to direct it.
Who?
Taika Waititi.
Oh,
No, come on, no.
I would-
Film Goblin. I don't think anyone thinks that.
If
Like
that
Gunn and
happens,
Taika are friends.
Listen. I would shoot 2 of my legs. If that happens.
Yeah.
I don't think
Thing is,
anyone.
that's
would-
scary.
I
That's
think it. I think Film
You know
Goblin.
what? I
You
think for
just came
Plastic
up
Man,
with
Plastic
the
Man.
worst.
No.
You just came up with
No,
the
No, it
worst.
makes sense
Max,
because
Max.
it's going to be cosmic. She's going to be in space,
It's a
right?
scary. You know what? It's a scary possibility.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I'm
no,
saying. I
Max,
think
Max,
if you put the
Max.
connection,
I
it
think
makes
he would get
sense.
him for Plastic Man. Plastic Man.
Yeah.
Plastic
will
Man
sense.
Plastic Man would make sense.
I mean, it's a
Oh,
scary
Booster Go.
possibility.
Oh,
It's a
Booster
I
Go.
think
scary
if they
possibility.
announced Taika Waititi for Supergirl, people would rage. I really do. I'm like, no.
It's a scary possibility Taika Waititi will direct a DC movie, and he'll say, "Yeah, we don't care about the comics."
The music while he was doing stand-up was perfect AI interpretation. A woman. Yeah, I think they're going to go with a woman.
They're gonna go for a woman, but Taika Waititi is a scary possibility.
Bryce Dallas Howard would be great.
Oh, that would be great. That would,
Oh yeah.
she would be good for that.
Although she's more with Disney, though.
Not
Also,
really.
not really.
Not really. She does other film for other companies.
She does. Yeah, she's been in other. She's been in Jurassic
She's
Park.
been Universal, Paramount, MGM, Amazon. She's been everywhere.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, what did you guys hear about this? Contestants of Netflix Squid Game reality show collapsed on set while filming. Variety reports the conditions were absolutely inhumane.
Well, it's yeah.
So, are they still going to release it? The reality version of the show, not reality, but the contestants. You think?
This show's crazy, man. Anybody?
Okay.
You're gonna do it.
Well, I have some other topics to run through real quick. We're over the 2 hours, so actually, this one was pretty significant. Netflix is already backtracking.
Well, I heard everyone's mad at them because of the whole account sharing thing.
Well, yeah, they're saying that it wasn't. I think this is damage control. I think Netflix deletes new password sharing rules. Claim they were posted in error. No, I don't think that's an error.
Lie. They fucking lying, bro.
Netflix
is the dumb.
Yeah, they lied about that.
I think it's from the back.
Is an idiot.
It's from the backlash.
They're dumb as hell.
They're dumb.
American Squid Game is a documentary.
It was a documentary. Go.
Aaron, do you think this was posted in error or damage control based on people's upset customers?
Damage control.
Damage control. Yeah.
How are they going to do that with the Wi-Fi thing?
Yeah, I think they are going to do it in other regions. Yeah. They said at least it's not going to happen. This is at least not going to happen in the United States at this for now.
Wait, how would that work though? If you let's say if you give it, let's say if your family members from is in another country and using your Netflix account, what will happen to that? Do you have to pay?
I don't know. But
probably.
I have no idea.
It's still coming. But they at least got.
You know they will. They definitely.
It's at least they got cold feet. Gladiator 2.
Oh my God! Why? Just without Russell Crowe, I'm not watching it. I know he died.
I mean, I'm open to it, but I just don't understand why. Like, I'm not against it.
Because Ridley Scott like going back to his movies.
Some movies are meant to be standalones, and this is one of them.
Yes,
I mean, I'm open to it. I don't understand the pitch yet. I don't understand.
I thought they was going to do like a remake or something.
Don't make it a remake. Don't.
Well, and I don't understand why this actor.
Is it based on the Sun?
Very exciting. I don't know. Maybe it is the Sun.
Yeah, they could probably do a prequel or a sequel or spinoff, whatever. Make it a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Let me see here. And we'll get back to DC film goblins, like rapid fire with the DC questions. We'll get back to that, but I want to get through this.
Well, I know it's because I've been offline for almost about a month, so I haven't been keeping up with you and everyone else's channel, trying to figure out what everyone else thinks about.
Oh, no problem. That's good. You have a lot of questions. Hold on here. So Billy Summers, J.J. Abrams, Leonardo DiCaprio team up for Stephen King adaptation.
Oh my God, JJ finally doing something. I believe it when I see it because he has 2 years left on his contract.
That's so.
Oh my God.
So I'm up for that Stephen King stuff. Yeah,
I love Stephen King. I think
he's J.J. Abrams. I thought he said he was going to go back to Star Trek or something.
No. That's a rumor.
Is this going to come out before his?
He's making a lot of money not doing anything.
Is this going to come out before his Superman stuff?
His Superman.
The Ta-Nehisi Coates thing. I don't think that's still happening.
No.
They keep saying.
I wouldn't be surprised if they actually have him direct Superman Legacy.
No.
Hell no. I would shoot my leg if that happens.
I doubt it, Film Goblin. I doubt it. I don't know about
I just would not be surprised at all.
Detective Pikachu 2,
I'll
where are
watch
you?
That. Yeah, definitely.
This is definitely should happen. This was a good movie.
I don't
Directed
know
by
why.
J.J. Abrams.
No.
No.
My nieces love this film.
It was a
Oh,
good
it's
film.
a good movie. It's
But
really
do you
good.
do it with or without Ryan Reynolds? He's pretty
No,
good.
he's
No, you got to
coming
do
back.
it with
He's
Ryan
coming-
Reynolds.
Yeah, he's coming back. He's coming back.
The problem is what's he gonna do? He's gonna get back in Pikachu's body. Because
Yeah, he has to.
Yeah, because spoilers, he gets returned into his
It's
human
in
body.
active development. A representation from Legendary Entertainment said, but they also refused to confirm who was working on the sequel, not so much as even as a director, apparently. The reply from the Pokemon company was somewhat even worse than that. Response was radio silence.
It was a Pokemon live.
So Legendary
action
said
movie.
it's in active development, but no move forward momentum. And Pokemon Company didn't say anything.
It was a live action movie with Ash Ketchum. It had make it like a trilogy.
Isn't it Netflix doing a TV show? Which I don't know why that's going to be
I
terrible.
think I actually think it's the funniest thing. They're actually doing a Pokemon live action TV show.
That is dumb. Oh my god, no. That is
Are they going to do a Super Smash Brothers movie?
No. They're
I
setting up the
don't know how
universe of Nintendo. Mario Bros is the first thing. They're gonna do Zelda. They're gonna do all the other stuff. That's what they should do. But I'm up for Smash Brothers. It should be like the NCU, Nintendo Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, that's what
The world's last blockbuster has a Super Bowl ad you'll need a VHS player to see.
Play it.
The store, which was featured in Netflix documentary, The Last Blockbuster, was running a Super Bowl ad in the most on-brand way possible, or releasing on a VHS cassette tapes that could be rented from the store. Oh, wow.
Blockbuster.
Man, Max, when was the last time you went to Blockbuster?
Well, there's none by me.
Well,
it's
the
done.
last one's
There's
gone.
only one. There's only one. And honestly, I'm all for retro, but VHS is something I never want to go back to.
The last time I went to Blockbuster was probably like 20 years ago, maybe.
Last time I was.
Do any of you still have a VHS player?
I think my mom does.
I don't even have VCR. No, I don't have a VCR.
Degrassi, I'm sorry. I know you have a lot of insight, but I just do not believe JJ Superman's still coming out. I do not believe it. I do not
Didn't
believe
they
it.
release Bumblebee on VHS?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I remember seeing a picture of someone posting that they got Bumblebee on VHS.
Sylvester Stallone is going full Keeping Up with the Kardashians, keeping up with the Stallones.
He's copying the Kardashians?
The family Stallone, Sylvester Stallone, his wife and daughters are set to star a docuseries for Paramount Plus.
Oh my god.
Is this going to be the next Kardashians?
No.
Listen, with all due respect,
yeah,
his daughters are beautiful.
Hey, here's the difference between the Kardashians.
Careful, I don't
Yeah,
know
his
how old they
daughters
are.
are beautiful.
I don't know how old they are. Calm
Here's
down,
the
everyone. I
difference
don't
between the
know.
Kardashians.
They're adults.
Here's the difference between the Kardashians and Stallone. At least Stallone made something he deserved all that money. The Kardashians kind of merited all that.
Well, it has to be their personality, but I see this being a thing.
Have you watched Tulsa King?
Tulsa, no, Stallone's Tulsa King. I want to see it.
It's amazing, bro.
It is amazing. Okay, I think this has the potential to be a big thing, though. What do you guys think?
It will be a big thing. Yeah. That's
Okay.
the Stallone.
All right. Here's the story about the AI generated Seinfeld. No one was impressed by the AI. But do you have like a weird thing where you might still want to watch it or no? The AI generated Seinfeld. No one's interested. Okay.
I just finished watching all episodes of The Big Bang Theory.
Nice.
I don't know. I own that.
I like The
thing.
Big Bang Theory.
I have the box set for that shit.
They're pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
It is. It was.
The Order. Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult star in domestic terrorism thriller. Uh-oh.
Is that going to join it too?
I saw the menu. I didn't like it.
Domestic terrorism.
Kind of boring.
Well, I think it's how it becomes Batman.
This may be.
He was the one
Good cast. Good cast.
He was runner-up to Patterson.
I mean, WB likes getting back all their runner-up for Batman, so I will not be surprised.
Yeah.
They should
What are you
get
guys talking about?
Jake Gyllenhaal was the winner-up for.
What are you guys talking about? I'm talking about this.
Oh, this. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
I'll see when I see it on bio. So
Jude Law, Nicholas Hoult, you know.
They should
The
have
question
him.
is, go out, Phil.
I was saying they should bring back Army Hammer as Batman.
No. Oh my god, you crazy?
That is wow.
There's a better chance of Gina Carano coming back than Armie
movies.
Hammer.
No, I forgot about that, Larry. You liked it? I totally forgot about that.
Oh, I read. Your mask is reminding me. I keep hearing rumors that Henry Cavill might play Doctor Doom in the Fantastic Four.
No,
Doctor Doom
really?
may appear in a Fantastic Four. Well,
That's what
maybe
people are saying?
cameo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think he would play a good Doctor Doom.
I don't know.
This is his movie, yeah.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, Henry Cavill World War II movie adds ensemble of actors to cast. What do you think of that?
I'm kind of done with World War II stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, how many
Glad he's getting work.
It's the Guy Ritchie movie, so I watch it.
Oh, it is a Guy Ritchie movie? Cool.
Yep.
Cool. All right. And I do have some more. We're doing rapid fires. It was good. Highly recommend it. Awesome.
I'm hoping to see the Justice Society though in World War II for this new James Gunn slate eventually.
I don't know.
That was the mistake for Black Adam. They should have had him in a World War II setting.
Mm-hmm. Ryan Reynolds looks jacked. Looks Hugh Jackman.
Hugh
And
Jackman.
the new Deadpool training photos.
Good for him.
He is jacked.
You mean Ryan Reynolds is just going to play Ryan Reynolds?
Well, that picture looks like he has bad boobs through that one picture.
It does, yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, this
That
one.
That one, he does look like, yeah, he got a little bit.
Well, you guys are ridiculous.
Oh, come on. Look at
Don't
I
look
really
at me
don't
then
care
if you're
about
going to say
Deadpool
that.
anymore.
You know what's the funny thing
Why?
about the funny thing about Ryan Reynolds is that he
This
doesn't
picture
use
looks fun. He
steroids.
looks better.
He doesn't use
You guys are
steroids like The
insane.
Rock. The
He's
Rock used
flexing.
steroids.
Don't
I don't
look
know.
at
I think
mine
the last
then.
Deadpool wasn't that great.
Stop it, you weirdos.
And I just want Logan to be the last movie if Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
I know you got pecs, but the way it was,
pecs, yeah.
the way it looked, that looked like it was just a bad picture. The bottom one, the one underneath, looked really better.
All right, MCU Wonder Man.
All right, I gotta get going. Thanks for having me on, Max. It was
All right,
nice
thanks,
talking to
Phil.
you guys again.
Sure. Thank you, Film Goblin.
I hope you
Are you
guys
sure
have
you
a
want to
good night.
go? You sure you want to go? Next article was Momoa.
All right, I'll save for.
I knew it. I saved the last one with Momoa and DC questions at the last. Okay, I'll just let you know if you really got to go. Okay.
No, I'll stick for another few minutes. For this.
I was just gonna say he's gonna be upset. I thought I'd mention because I'm like, he's gonna be upset once he sees him bring it up.
Well, he's
last.
gonna play Wonder Man.
Well, no.
No.
Wonder Man Disney Plus show gets exciting production update.
His villain from his movie is gonna be one.
Thanks to Disgusting Film, fans now have an idea when the upcoming Marvel Studios Wonder Man
Yeah,
series
they
will
got
debut.
somebody directing it. Yeah.
Aim to start at the end of March 2023. Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah, the guy who played
he's
Black Mantis is playing.
Yeah, the Black
he's
Manta
playing,
actor.
yeah.
So that means he's gonna die.
Yeah, he's dead.
All right.
Yeah, of course.
So this next,
I don't want him to die.
DC makes surprising announcement on Jason Momoa's Aquaman future.
Well, I told you.
Yes.
I think at the end of Flash, we'll see him as Aquaman transforming into a Lobo.
yeah.
Well, I actually did not. This is one I didn't like.
At the end of the next Aquaman, we'll see him become Lobo.
I didn't like that Safran said Jason always thought Aquaman was a trilogy in his own mind. I think everyone thought that. But he also loves Lobo. He's been very clear about the two. He's never going to play two characters. I hate that closed-minded thinking. I think it's a mistake. I think he could do both. But no,
I think he's lying.
How about Aquaman versus Lobo instead of Superman versus Lobo?
But he says he's never going to play two characters at the same time.
Momoa versus Momoa.
And then
That's such
Gunn,
a lie.
but then,
He wants the money big time.
But then Gunn further clarified with Denning noting, I will say we won't have an actor playing two different roles.
How about they do sometime in the future, Okay, Aquaman, like he's done as Aquaman. And you know in the animated show when Superman gets transported back in time, Lobo like tries to join the Justice League. I'll do that in the future in Gunslate and have like Jason Momoa as Lobo trying to join the Justice League. You remember that animated show?
Yeah. Well, here's one that.
Or he could
here's
play
the,
Vandal Savage.
Oh, Vandal Savage. Oh,
here's
yeah.
the last
That's
DC
good.
article I have for the night, just to give heads up to Film Goblin. 6 burning questions about DC. Let me bring this up here. See what those questions are. This is from Hollywood Reporter. Okay. Is this DC a full reboot? Still on, which DC cast member will still stick around?
Sandy.
Oh, those are questions. Those are just we know.
How will Elseworlds enhance the brand? I think I don't think Elseworlds is set up to enhance it right away. I think if it's successful eventually, they could do some exciting Elseworlds projects, but they're basically rebranding stuff that was already in development, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're just the same thing. Joker.
Do you
2
agree,
and
Film Goblin? Do you see them doing any Elseworlds new announcements until they get the?
I do hope so.
Well, I know why you hope so, because hopefully that could bring some resolution to some other stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't see why they can't do a main universe and Elseworld stuff. It's just like.
But I doubt that they're going to pump in money to Elseworlds project. It just seems to me more as a rebrand to already existing properties.
I mean, the way I see it's like more the merrier,
Yeah. I agree. I agree with Film Gum, but I think you're not going to see Elseworlds also new projects at Elseworlds become a thing unless this new strategy is very successful.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see new Elseworlds announcements unless James Gunn's vision becomes very popular, and then they become so successful that they could justify also pumping money into new projects for Elseworlds. I just see a continuation of maybe Joker 3, Batman 3, but
So you could have Todd Phillips be in charge of the Elseworlds stuff.
Yeah. That would be amazing if they made that announcement. They get Todd Phillips to do more projects besides the Degrassi's saying there will be new Elseworlds projects, but the differential there, Degrassi, is new projects based on the stuff that's already in Elseworlds, or like brand new Elseworlds, brand new Elseworlds, like a new character in Elseworlds. I mean, I doubt this right away.
Oh my God!
All new Elseworlds projects. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it.
Especially if the main universe is going to delve into multiverse stuff, right? It's like, why not?
Yeah.
We might get Elseworlds stuff if it's amazing. It doesn't fit. I hope this happens, everyone. I just doubt it happening anytime soon. Until what he says in his chapter 1 is extremely successful. Okay. I would love to see it though.
I mean, heck, you can continue the CW stuff on the Elseworlds banner.
Okay, so let's see what other questions. Will Elseworlds enhance the brand? Okay.
Because I know they're still continuing Superman and Lois.
Yeah. What can the DCU learn from the MCU, and how is it different? I think James Gunn is trying to do something different by incorporating video games animation together, and I think that could potentially be a big mistake.
I agree with that. That's the one thing I'm not really a big fan of.
And they're not going with Origins. They're not.
I want to clarify. Origins. In theory, I love that idea. In practicality, actually executing it, I think it's an effing mess because video games get delayed all the time.
Yeah, but
if you have stories and animation takes a long time to try to manage all of that stuff together,
And you
I
got to
think
get the
it's an
general
impossible
audience to be
task.
involved with all that.
I'm a little worried on this too, but Gunn does have experience in video game development.
Yes, I know he does.
So
But to work in tandem with timelines, you know how hard it is just to keep the movies and TV shows intact in the MCU, to keep them,
Oh, the MCU gave up on that like in the first.
They
after the first
basically
phase.
reworked Warner Brothers history. They reworked movies. They flipped movie schedules. They alter movies, and now they're gonna have everything working together. Okay, bro, trust you, bro. All right, go do it. I'll be there when it happens for sure.
MCU gave up on the video games for their universe after the first phase.
And the industry, both the video game industry and the Marvel special effects, all complaining about crunch. I'm telling you what, you want all this stuff to work together in tandem, there's going to be a lot of crunch complaints from this.
Anyways, I got to get going. I'll talk to you guys
thanks,
later.
Thanks from Goblin.
You guys have a good night. Love you all. Stay safe.
We will. You too.
And good night.
Good night. There's going to be I feel like there's going to be a lot of crunch complaints if they try to use this multimedia contracts to keep animation, video games. That's my take. Anthony, what do you think?
It depends on how many years the project is. Like Superman, the thing is, the Superman movie started later in production. They're probably gonna cast somebody by the end of this year. It'll probably start production next year in 2024 because it's released in 2025, obviously. So, it's just they don't have to like release 10 projects every year. They just have to slow down with don't rush with the visual effects. They don't have to. They just don't have to.
I don't think
just
it's
take
as
it once
easy.
at a time.
I don't think it's as easy as you're suggesting, Degrassi. They will take throwaway lines about characters' unseen adventures and make games out of them easy. Okay.
Oh, do you know how many time game development takes? It takes at least 3 or 4 years, at least, or 2 or 3. It depends.
Sometimes even.
Do we need
Sometimes
2
even
Batman? I think we need as many Batman as you want to tell stories, but
It doesn't matter.
We need 1,000 Batman.
You could get 50 million Batmans. Nobody will be confused.
All right, that's the end of the article there. Let me see.
I still think like Dick Grayson is going to be Batman in the DCU, and then Bruce Wayne is missing and stuff like that. And Batman's son Damian hates him and shit like that.
Xbox, Activision, Blizzard merger spurs
Who
formal
cares about
antitrust warning from
shitbox?
I care.
This is actually big.
They're actually really going hardcore trying to stop this from happening. But then we always hear this and it eventually goes through. I would assume that it's going to go through anyway. The only reason I'm potentially against it is Microsoft buys all these companies and then nothing ever comes out of it.
Oh, compared to other major acquisitions. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell is this garbage and Homer Simpson doing on there?
All right. That 90s show. Anyone watching that 90s show?
It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's like in the middle.
That 90s show season 2 to keep hanging out down the street at Netflix.
Yeah.
I never watched the old show. I might give it a shot.
It's not surprised it got a season 2. It was very popular and stuff like that. So it's not a surprise.
It's actually
now it's got to compete with AI Seinfeld.
It's one of the few.
Oh my God.
It's one of the few sequels to original shows that actually works.
Mm-hmm. All right, one more article, and then we'll get to the mailbag.
I don't think you did mailbag because I didn't get.
I said we got to get to it.
Oh, we have mailbags? Holy Jesus!
I didn't get a notification about mailbag today.
I put it up last night.
Oh,
Universal 2023 schedule movie.
Universal 2020. Oh, my wrist is hurting me. Stinking work. Oh, hold on a second. Too much mouse clicks. All right. I got carpal tunnel. Okay. Universal. Knock at the Cabin. February 3rd.
I already saw this movie, so I'm gonna spoil the end of the movie. This is why. Now I'm playing.
Did you like it?
No, I'm going to see it.
Oh.
But I heard it's a good.
Oh, look
thing.
who's talking. You spoil stuff, Anthony.
I do spoil movies. Cocaine Bear. I already got my tickets. I'm
You
seeing
do?
that. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Super Mario Brothers movie, April 7th. Renfield.
Renfield. Fast X. I'm buying my tickets. I'm
Golly.
seeing that. Doesn't matter.
Strays.
Strays. No, that looks.
Oppenheimer.
horrendous. I'm buying my tickets. I'm buying that. I'm seeing that.
The Last Voyage of the Demeter.
The fudge is that? They didn't even release a trailer for that.
What
so
is
I don't know what
that? The
is.
second?
The second Dracula-centric film for the studio. This film looks to be more serious than Renfield. It covers the famed voyage of Dracula from Transylvania to England.
Yeah, I mean, it's typical Universal. They love Dracula. They own Dracula.
Yeah.
Untitled, Please Don't Destroy Comedy.
What the?
These guys were on Saturday Night Live. They were kind of funny.
Oh, that's the Lonely Island. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Exorcist. Wow.
Untitled, The Exorcist film.
Of course, they're making a sequel.
Trolls
to that.
3.
Of course.
Are they
It's gonna
trolling
flop.
us Trolls 3?
It's gonna flop at the box office.
Did Trolls 2 flop on Disney Plus?
Yep.
So that's the Universal slate. All right, let me. Oh, what the hell's going on with my camera? Sorry, everyone. Broke the illusion. Thank you.
The Universal
alright.
should have released Knocking on Cabin last year. Batista could have got the Oscar nomination. He could. They would have been smart actually if they did. People like it. I heard it's a good thing.
Matt Jarbo's back. Hey, Matt.
Hey, I just got
Talk
home.
about Jarbo.
Minutes, and then I'm probably gonna. And are you going live?
No, not tonight. I thought about it, but I literally just got home. And
Is there
I'm
really
like,
news though? Like, there's really not much.
I mean, there's stuff. There's always stuff to talk about, I guess.
You could just start a live stream and play AI Seinfeld.
Oh
yeah.
I got into it last night with my audience about AI. A number of them do not like it.
Oh, because they're afraid because the studios are going to use it.
Well, there's this argument to be made about artistic expression and artificial intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Like, is it actually art? Is AI art? Is AI video art?
To an extent.
I mean, it's a tough one. I think there's ethical things we need to discuss when it comes to that. There's definitely a lot of weird things about that. If you would permit me, Max, I want to share with you something. That you're
Sure.
Okay. So it's a little. It's not going to get you in trouble, but it's a little bit on the adult side.
Uh-oh.
I'm just letting you know. Okay, bring this image up.
Now, this is all Matt Jarbo. Listen, wife, this is not my idea. Okay.
So this is
Holy
AI.
Jesus.
Whoa, no, really?
This is artificially generated imagery.
My dear Lord.
Now,
What is the app?
I don't. I think I do not believe that. I don't believe that this was made with Midjourney. I believe that this was made with Stable Diffusion. And I've been watching a lot of videos on this kind of stuff recently.
Oh,
and
really? Have you?
Not this specifically.
This will be your background picture.
I actually came across this stuff in a couple different places. Like it was sent to me by somebody, and then it was sent to me, and then I found it someplace else.
Wait, they're all AI?
Those are all AI. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I've got the.
Oh my goodness, this
Oh,
industry!
yeah,
if
yeah.
it gets a, oh my goodness.
Hold on, there's another one I want to show. That it's the same collection.
But is AI just stills though, or is it motion too?
Well, no. Soon there will be AI video. Actually, Google's working on it, Meta's working on it, and a number of other people are working on it here. So
It's
this
been maybe putting adult performers out of business.
So here's another image.
Yeah,
you are going to get me in trouble. Oh,
No, I'm not gonna get you in trouble. I'm bringing it up for one. The top left, the bottom left, and the bottom right are clearly all the same women.
Yeah.
But if you look at the hands on the bottom right, you can see that the hands are definitely off. AI has a lot of trouble with hands and teeth. It's very interesting.
They don't have trouble with the other things.
They don't have trouble with the other things.
As long as you know
Not
how to
at
use
all.
the hand, as long as you know how to use the hand, I'm okay.
So.
Oh, wait, Aaron.
Aaron's like, I don't care if she's got 10 extra fingers. It just means double the fun. But no, but the reason why this is fascinating is because of the things people are able to do. Like, have you been hearing about the Elevated Labs situation with AI generated voice and how they've been training it to speak like other people?
Well,
hold on.
I told people that make AI Snyderverse. Don't sell it to Netflix. Just AI is going to do it.
I mean, didn't people use, like, when they were in the Rebel Moon artwork? Didn't people use AI for that?
I mean, so like Darth Vader.
I'm looking at the hand.
Yeah, the hand's a little bit crazy. So here, listen to this. I'm going to play this. Listen to this, okay? Just this. You'll get.
I don't even know where to find these AI programs. I was going to try to make thumbnails because I hate making thumbnails.
I'll show you. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it after the fact. So here, check this out. This is you guys will get it. You should have the audio turned on for this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Hi, my name is Matt Jarbo from $3 Theater, and you are watching Hollywood After Dark.
That sounds great.
That sounds like me a little bit. It's a little different. But it's
better than you.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, Max. What you talking about? Sounds better.
You could do, throw some scripts through it, do extra videos.
Well, I've thought. Trust me, I would totally.
Listen,
do that.
Wad. Listen, Wad. You're getting bamboozled. It's not even Matt Jarbo on Wad. That's not even him.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I would probably do the live show, but I would do like the movie podcast.
Did you have AI read super chats? That would be a good.
That'd be fantastic.
That would be a good way to get super chats.
But listen to this one. This is, see if you can identify who this is, who you might think this is, before they outright tell you.
I started my film career as Hermione Granger in the Harry Potter film series, which was a massive success and ran from 2001 to 2011.
That's not Emma Watson. That's AI.
Yes, AI.
That is somebody who is making AI. In fact, somebody was trying to. I got a message the other night. Somebody was trying to teach it how to sound like Grace Randolph so they could send you some messages, Max.
Oh my god! We said, I'm gonna do it for blind braille.
So I mean, there's a lot you can do with this. It's pretty wild stuff. So I mean, like even
you can get people canceled. This is oh boy.
Oh my god! Yeah, Max is how like geeks and gamers.
Well, yeah. I mean, like look at this right here, right? So let's see this right here. I prompted this today. This is I just went into Midjourney and I was like, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Hyrule Castle, isometric, right? And this is what prompted. This is what came out. It's just I do this shit for fun. To me, this is just for fun, But it's still really cool looking.
Mm-hmm.
And people, and you can, and anyone can do this kind of stuff. And I think that's what a lot of artists are a bit afraid of. Has a lot to do with like, this is going to change the game a little bit, but I think it's going to force people to be a bit more creative, especially using the tools that are there. I mean, the people who are like, oh my God, this is going to kill art, or this is soulless expression. It's like, well, what about when art moved from pencil and paper to computer generated?
Mm-hmm.
Where was that when the art now became, we have to like, it goes, now it's a lot more, you have your artists creating the skins. You have your other artists that are creating the wireframe and the animation and the movements.
That looks good.
This is just one of the ones I was doing today.
I want to become AI.
You want to
here, Max?
Matt, you should have your AI.
Have you sounds cool, but the worst kind of scenarios we get a real life Ultron or Terminators. I don't know.
Hold on, I'll tell you what, Matt. I'll try. I'm gonna make something for you real quick, okay?
Okay.
You should put
All
Zach
right.
face.
Yes.
In the okay, hold on. Keep talking. I'm just typing.
Matt, have you seen the Titanic thing that James Cameron is doing?
Yeah, dude.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, but he actually got proven wrong.
Damn.
He got proven wrong, and he was like, yeah. If I would have known this, I would have made the raft smaller.
Oh my god.
Actually, it would have been probably
I like
been
James
two
Cameron.
sequels. It probably would have been two sequels of the Titanic, to be honest.
Wow.
You know the
monkey
Titanic.
Jeebus.
You know Titanic is a better Romeo and Juliet story than Romeo and Juliet starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh yes, 100%. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good.
There's
I like Titanic.
I like
watching
Titanic, but yeah.
I'm watching it next week. About the re-release.
Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna go see it in theaters just because like I would rather go see what's it called? I'd rather go see Avatar again in like Cinemark XD, which I'm trying to talk my dad into.
I'm taking my girl to see Titanic again. She loves James Cameron. Like she's a huge James Cameron fan.
Man,
it's crazy.
I don't want to see it again. I mean, it was a good movie, but it's not a movie I want to see again.
You know,
What, Titanic?
Titanic? I mean, listen. If your girl say, "Hey, baby, I want to take," can you take me to see Titanic?
She doesn't want to see this. My wife is the opposite of me. She hates watching movies twice.
Oh, damn, she's definitely the hater then. Jesus.
No. She's like, "You're watching that again?" I'm like, "I like to watch movies
really
over and over again."
good.
Yeah. She's like, "I saw it. I'm done."
I do that with certain movies.
My girlfriend will do that with certain movies. Yeah. Emily G was here. AI Jarbo sounds more hetero than Rio Jarbo. I can change that.
Oh, really?
I have the elevated labs. I put my voice in there as well. I could sound super gay.
It got confirmed that the runtime for Fast and Furious 10 is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
You could put insert Jarbo into Last of Us Episode 3 on HBO.
Oh my god, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how was the people?
Next episode of The Last of Us is gonna be great.
Oh yeah.
AI generated Metallica songs. Some of the Metallica songs sound like they are.
It can't be any worse than Saint Anger.
No, I like Metallica, but honestly, sometimes some of their stuff sounds like an AI generated of their earlier work. Does that mean? You know,
Nat
sounds like a copy
at
of
the
it.
cabin got a C cinema score. That is terrible.
Horror movies generally tend to.
Yeah.
And I heard there's really not much of a what's it called? What is that? Oh crap. Ah, bummer. No, I've got this is going to sound really weird. I get what's called olfactory hallucinations.
What the hell is that?
Olfactory hallucinations is what happens when you I start to smell things that aren't there. Like I smell burning sensations pretty often. And so I bought this thing that's supposed to be it's Himalayan pink salt. It's a effervescent like vapor sort of thing, and it came apart in my pocket. So that part sucks. All right, hold on here. Oops, not what I needed. Ah, son of a bitch. Okay, so here I just made this real quick. All right, this is the prompt I used for this. This is Henry Cavill as Dr. Doom in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, ultra realistic.
Kind of looks like Knights of Old Republic.
A little bit, yeah.
He looked like a Mortal Kombat character.
But the thing is, though, he kind of does. But again, I can play with it. This was just something I typed in as a prompt. You know, but you can play with it and just kind of make whatever you want. You know, like, okay, here, real quick, Max, give me a prompt. Tell me something you want to see.
Future Snyderverse continuation fan film or something.
That's a little. I need some. That's a little bit like too broad.
Okay.
That's a little bit too broad. Give me like a. Okay, do you want to see like a post-apocalyptic, world?
New Waterworld, 2023 Waterworld.
Okay.
Because the Dave Trachtenberg's making that, and I really want to. That's a movie I want to see.
Okay, well we'll give this a shot. All right, imagine the movie Waterworld in 2023, high definition, ultra realistic. We'll just go with
Barring someone, I don't know.
We'll just see what it says. We'll see what happens, right? I was messing around earlier with what's it called? With like I was trying to make isometric. Trying to make an isometric, the Book of Eli isometric.
The
type
Book of
shit.
Eli.
Because I got to talk about it. So there's a lot there with this kind of stuff.
But
But
this
I mean,
could help with thumbnails. That's what I'm saying. Like,
well, the thing is though, it's a lot of trial and error.
is this what Mike Zero uses?
No, I honestly I don't know what he does, but his ability to do all that is actually surprisingly solid.
Jake Gyllenhaal Batman, that would be a good one.
So I mean, here I'll I don't really know what the fuck this is.
Jake Gyllenhaal was almost Batman.
All right, let's see this thing Waterworld. I'm ready.
All right, so this is well, what they do is they give you 4 options.
Oh.
Now again, the thing is though, you have to like it looks weird. All right. So you got to pick the one you want. You can have it re-roll, pick other, it's really the more data you give it, the more
one on the top right's the best.
The one on the top right looks like a bit older Kevin Costner, right? And then I mean this face on her is just
that's ugly.
Tina was it Tina Majorino is her name? Like
she looks like a cave woman.
Yeah, well, look at the bottom one here. Is that like a snake? Is that like what's coming out of his head?
No.
Right? It's just, you get some weird stuff. I do kind of like the top left one a little bit because it's just it looks like an old raider. Okay, so, fine. So let me just.
Like a Viking a bit.
A little bit, yeah. But we can play with it a little bit there. So we'll just do variations because you can do variations. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just going to change it. Kevin Costner, the movie Waterworld. 2023. Okay, so maybe it will give us a bit more. Sometimes using this kind of stuff. I mean, right now I'm paying like $10.
Starring Nicolas Cage.
That might be a bit hard to do. There's a bunch of websites that help you figure out the prompts you want to make, and there's even one now that offers up to 1,000 generations per day. Like a generation is like when you do a roll.
Oh, you have to pay for this?
This I'm paying $10 a month. I get 200 rolls.
Oh, okay.
So it's just stuff I get to like mess around with and everything else. Here's like the next roll. Cause I said Kevin Costner, right? So I said Kevin Costner, and this is what is prompted was this. So it's like, again, a little bit odd. The eyes are a bit off, but the bottom right one kind of looks a bit more like him. Yeah, a little bit there. I mean, the top one does as well, but what's up with that wound on his head? That gaping, gashing wound. I have no idea what's going on with that.
That's weird. That's scary.
It's a little bit scary. So yeah, there's just a lot you can do with this in order to kind of have a bit of fun. We will do.
Ooh.
We'll do a variation of number 3.
Rhea wants to see Jenna Ortega as Zatanna.
Okay. Hold on. Let me try that.
That would get clicks.
Let's see. There's actually probably a way I can do that. I don't know. I'm still learning how this stuff works. All right. Jenna Ortega. Let's see. Dressed as DC's Zatanna.
Oh boy.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna go with 8.
Send me that thumbnail. Whew.
We're gonna go 8K, ultra realistic. We'll just, I don't know. Again, there's some of these prompts I have to learn how there's different terms you can use, right? There's different prompts you can make that will make it work out pretty well. But yeah, even here while we're waiting for that, because it takes about a minute to do. I gave variations of number 3, and this is variations of number 3.
Okay.
So you can start to see it, and the more you make variations, you can actually tweak the variation as you're making it. And there's even a thing now where you can apparently it's called like the Mid-Journey puppeteer method.
Oh, can you play a joke on RJ? He's not even watching. Just
what's
if the AI generated Jenna Ortega Zatanna is really good, send him like, oh, I heard this is happening.
Well, here, this is. You guys tell me. It's the first round is done. So.
Oh wow, damn. I'd say the one on the bottom left looks the best to me. I think
that looks pretty good. I like the one on the bottom right, but I also don't know much about the character. So I mean, all right, we'll go bottom right. That's number 3. We'll do variations of that. All right, you know what I'm gonna do? Okay, full body image. Natural lighting, AK ultra realistic. Okay, because you can again, like this is
With
something that
on the full body. Okay.
yeah, full body image.
Yeah, for experimental reasons,
We're just messing around. Yeah, we're just messing around with
We
this.
just need to see the full body. You know.
You know what I'll do? Hold on here. I'll just actually bring it up on the browser. That way you guys can
Anthony's
see it.
Really uncomfortably quiet here.
I'm listening. What the
I'm just kidding, Anthony.
So some of these are a little bit weird. Again, like here,
I'll like Jessica Alba, like
a little bit, but it's kind of again like this is just. I said full body shot. It gets a little bit weird, you know. So it's not as good. So we can actually scrap that and go back to the initial, and I'll do. Okay, we'll do the top one. Okay, the top left one the top right one that Rhea had pointed out. So we'll do that here, and we'll see what happens with this stuff because it is really interesting when you start to kind of break it down. I wish like you know what? Hold on. I'm going to log into the browser version of this so you guys can actually watch it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
the hat on the top left is huge. Yeah, what the hell's going on there? That's like a mega hat.
It's all about the prompting.
Uh-huh.
Hold on, let me scan QR code.
I like the one on the bottom right though. That looks pretty good.
Okay. Cool. Now I'm in. All right. So we're sharing. Where are we at there? Okay. We got this up. Cool. So head over here to this. So, okay. So this is like what I had shown. Then we got this one right here. So this is just variations of this.
Uh-huh.
Right. And it looks good. It looks like a character, you know, but I don't know which one you guys would like to, you know. I like the bottom right and I like the top. I like the bottom left and the top right.
Yeah, I do too.
So, okay, why don't we'll do another variation of the top left and we'll see. But I can give it a prompt. All right. Let's just say natural lighting, right? Or let's try wielding. She's magic user, right? That's what she can do. She can wield magic.
Yeah, she's like a magician.
Okay. Pose her like she's on a comic book cover.
Okay.
Let's just see. Yeah, again. So. And so yeah, what it does, it waits to start because it has to like go through the machine.
Yeah.
And everything. But if you come over here, and I'll show you guys this for a second. So this is the Midjourney Discord. This is all public, right?
Uh-huh.
So people come in here in the different newbie rooms and they'll be like, look, a simple nautical monochrome logo, and you'll start seeing it prep it, right? So they want to go through and like build this logo. So like they start asking questions, prompting it variation after a while. Here's one: gaming warrior, dark background, neon lights, moon ghosts, 8K. But I don't know if you guys can see this here. So I'll show you. This is the original image that they prompted. So you can input an image.
Uh-huh.
And then tell it what you want it to prompt. And so this is a dark gaming warrior. And this is what like the first rounds of what it came up with, you know. This one here is, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but this guy's getting other ones here. Look, okay. Unsettling Polaroid of realistic nuns. Right. And then it's like, but see, as a person who is watching this play out, I can even say, I want it to upscale. Or I want variations of this. I can actually start working on this variation, these prompts myself if I want to. Here we go. Silhouette of a man's head, thick African green forest, path, ultra glow, galaxy sky, elephants, concept art. All of these things. You can tell it the wide angle. You can give it the f-stop. You can tell it like how large. You want soft lighting, global illumination, all this shit. And there's all these different things you can do. And then like these are the variations it comes up with. And that's pretty fucking cool. Right, those are pretty nice. All right, here we go. Man walking on small foggy trail in early morning, static atmosphere to express story, cinematic lighting. And this is what it, you know, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, that looks really good. Here we go. Polaroid of woman in a horror movie. That's freaky.
Yeah.
That's freaky. But people are just, this is what they come up with, dude. I will just lay in bed and watch this stuff play out. Look, Dubai Man, Neon Light, Cyberpunk.
Cool.
You know? And so it's just, you can just, like, even this guy upscaled the man walking through the foggy trail. So it's just, again, a lot you can do. Oh, wow. Crypto Future Alien Lab. That's crazy. You know, I mean, you can do a lot with it, right? You could even upload. I've seen celebrities. I've seen some guy, like, people have been using this to prompt stories, right? Yeah. So it's like they have an idea for like a world that they want to create, and so they're able to use this as a way to visualize that they may not be able to do otherwise because they don't have the artistic.
Movie studios should do this.
Well, I mean, movie studios are already kind of doing this. You can even do comic stuff here, cartoon stuff here, right?
What
you can make it look a certain way. I mean, it's literally anything you want. So let's go back over here. All right. So this is what I said. Jenna Ortega dressed as an ultra-realistic wielding magic. I mean, as you start to kind of add more to it, look at the top right and the bottom left are looking really good.
Yeah.
So let's go. I like the bottom left. This is we'll get variations of number 2. I like that. We'll keep going. So as that's waiting to happen, we can come back over here. And again, you can just see like a lot. There you go. That's actually here. You can watch it roll out live.
Wow.
You can see it creating the imagery. And all right, it says 55%. There we go.
That looks good.
Not like this, the number one, it kind of, okay, like her eyes are a little bit weird. Again, bottom left is looking pretty decent, but it's not looking as much like Jenna Ortega anymore. It starts to kind of move away from that. So, you know, but you can get like a fair amount out of this. Again, I like the bottom, version 2, right? No, that's version 3. Sorry, I meant to do version 2 or version 3. So anyway, I mean, like, yeah, this can go on all day, all night sort of shit. What's the chat saying about this?
Well,
bottom left.
Yes, as this goes on in the future, they're gonna, variations of this program. It's gonna do some interesting things. I do see it. Yeah, I was a skeptic at first.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but see, notice how they're putting like the text on there. Like that's kind of a problem. But I mean, like this is just as it starts going. I like the top left one, right? I think top left is pretty good. So here, we're just gonna upscale the top left. So what this does is it takes it out of the variations and it turns it into a higher quality image. And so we'll see that here. But in the meantime, again, there's just like you can go to just different things, and people are just making, look at here. War Furious.
Is that a real person?
This is this is here. I'll show you guys the image. This is the image the guy prompted.
Oh hell no!
Right, and then this is what he wants the variations to become. I mean, it kind of looks like him a little bit.
I don't know. He looks like a whole different person with plastic surgery on.
I mean, but look at this one here. Blue Dragonborn Sorcerer, Dungeons and Dragons style. Look at that.
Oh my, that looked like Michael Bay-esque.
A little bit. I mean, and then you got here's another reroll of this. Just different styles.
If you got like writer's block for artists, this could help get you out of it.
There's a lot of that's there, I think, as well. If you got writer's block. Okay, look at this here. The guy, here's what he came up with.
Oh, hell no.
I mean, it's a little self-indulgent. Maybe we got dental art for website.
That's funny. What? I could see a dentist using that.
All right, here we go. Look at this one right here. You're admiring a photo taken by Sony 7R or A7R 2 full frame sensor camera. Just look at all of these prompts, right? And then just look at this image.
Wow. That's someone spent a lot of time with this.
That's just figuring. Yeah, that's just figuring this stuff out. Here's another one.
What the fuck?
I mean, again, like another variation of that. It's just, and you can. Hold on. It's Pinky. Look, this is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they said Pinky
the brain.
Oh yeah, the brain. Sorry, thank you. As a day trader.
That's funny. That's funny.
Just like, okay.
That's a 10 out of 10 right there. There's no way.
Look at here. Old tribal people with wrinkles, 4K, photorealistic, highly detailed.
Damn, that is too much. She looks like she's dying.
Right, but even here, dental art for website variations, like just, that's some wild looking shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I love just messing around. Tattoo on shin, introversion dark. That's some wild stuff right there.
Oh, they get it for tattoo. People say feed it through the computer and then have someone tattoo it on them.
Yeah, I mean, there's just a lot, and people just kind of,
sense.
Look at this here. Dungeons and Dragons, dark blue, dragonborn sorcerers. Now, this is okay, that page isn't found, but they loaded it up here with different prompts, and this is now what it's coming up with. I mean, for people who are writing like fantasy books and whatever, you could actually you could actually turn some of this into some shit. If you just know what you're doing. What's this one here? Ultra realistic. Okay, that's creepy as fuck. Let me see. What's the first image here? Oh, here we go. So this guy wanted to do Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
Why?
And then kind of merge him into this. And if you look, the bottom left one kind of looks like him a little bit. The bottom left and the top right. Kind of the eyes are there a little bit, but like people just do weird shit.
Monkey Jeebus did this, but I don't think he made AI with that. I think he just photoshopped.
I mean, how do you like that?
I don't know if that's AI. Okay. Oh, here we go. That looks great.
I mean, does it look like Jenna Ortega?
A little bit, but
it gives you an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rhea asking, are deep fakes made with AI? The answer to that is yes, they are. Ultimately, it is AI. The deep fake software creates all that. So it's like the people who are like, if anyone says, I hate AI, but then you ask them, what do you think of Luke Skywalker and The Mandalorian? If they're like, that's pretty fucking cool, they're kind of hypocritical. A little hypocritical.
Well,
because
deep fakes kind of changed the industry a little bit. I think we don't even know what's coming down. Who knows what's going to happen now?
Yeah. So I mean, and you can, again, all this stuff can be literally whatever else you want. Like here, I will come back over here. Let me try to find something I can steal a prompt real quick because I can just copy this stuff as well. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Let's go. I'm just going to steal this prompt. Come back over here. All right. We're just going to make variations of this. Okay. Okay. I should do this and say, all right, we're getting rid of that. Okay, ultra real. Okay, I'll get rid of ultra realistic. 8K wielding magic, photorealistic, high contrast, high ultra detail, cinematic wallpaper. Aspect ratio is 4:3. All right, so that is the new variation of this we're gonna make. And there's even the ability now, and I haven't played with it yet, but there's the ability of it now to actually be able to blend images together. So you can actually there's even another website that allows you to mask. So you can tell it you want it to do something, and then you can then mask out the area you want to have added to. This stuff is literally a goddamn game changer in certain ways. So, but let's see here what we get to see as it's still working itself through the process. It looks a little bit weird, right? Like this bottom one here, bottom right one, there's like a hand in the way. All right. Okay, is this done? That seems kind of weird, right? But the top left one looks okay, right? The top one looks okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make variations of this again, and I'm going to get rid of, you know what, here, we're going to do that. All right. 4K, photorealistic, do that again. Okay. And we're going to get rid of the aspect ratio because I think that might have effed it a little bit. But I think this looks nice. That looks like a real person, like a real nice image. So Do you want me to send you a copy of this, Rhea? So, if she wants me to send her a screenshot, I can send her a screenshot.
Send it to her.
Yeah, because I got all this stuff in my it's all saved on my account. So, okay, is this done? Okay, so here we go. That's a little bit on the weird side, right? It's a little bit crazy when you start going 4K, photorealistic, high contrast, ultra high detail. It can get a little bit away from you. I don't like this as much as what I feel like this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this is nice. And then what you do is you take it and you go.
What about Mad Max's Zatanna? I'll be scared.
I mean, I could technically.
No.
Okay, hold on here. Imagine. All right. Mad Max.
I was joking.
Fury Road. We're gonna do Mad Max Fury Road Max. In a beautiful garden. If I could type, Garden of Eden, flowers everywhere. All right, and then I'm just gonna maintain this prompt 4K for it's realistic here. All right, there we go. Here, we'll let that roll. We'll let that roll and see what it says. To me, it's hysterical because this stuff is just like, it's funny to me. So, let's see. I'm going to upscale that first image there. All right. So Max Rax.
Max Rax? What the hell? You broke it.
No, it doesn't handle text very well.
Okay.
It doesn't handle text very well at all. That's the biggest problem. I forgot to add the no text, no logos and stuff. But you get a really interesting idea of just some of the concepts. Look at this. Look at this.
Actually looks cool.
Right? This first one is dope. Look at this bottom one here. Dude, the bottom left one or the bottom right one is really cool.
Can you ask make Men of Steel pictures or not?
James Gunn's Superman Legacy.
Well, because I don't have a prompt for that. You know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have a prompt for that.
That might be where they might be using that for all those thumbnails. They have that one actor that got harassed.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna.
It might have been done through AI.
Oh, yeah. Wolfgang. He didn't get. I mean, I don't know, bro.
Oh, look at Ray. Dr. Doom as a middle-aged late night movie talk show host.
Wait, hold on. What is it? Dr. Doom's. Got it. Got it. Hold on here.
You'll have to send me this one because this is going to be funny.
Yeah, no, this is. I need to see like, how much of the stuff I've been using. It's a lot of data. Okay, here. Okay, so real quick here. Wow, that's a big file. So I did an image upscale of the Zatanna photo that we did, and it brought it to like literally 8 megabytes. That's insane. All right, but look at this here. Look at just this here. That's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look how pretty that looks. Like that could be some straight up crazy ass wallpaper, man.
I kind of think that this is what Ray is saying about me.
Yeah, no. It's totally true. It's totally true. I just need to see.
I'm gonna be 41 soon.
Yeah, me too. I got a month and a half to go. A little over a month and a half to go. Okay, so here. Okay, imagine prompt. Okay, Dr. Doom is a middle-aged late-night movie talk show host. 41 years old, overweight.
Hey!
Wears glasses.
A tie and a hoodie.
And a red striped tie. Hates his life.
Hey!
High definition. 4K ultra review.
You better send me this one.
All right, let's see what it says here.
TMI.
Oh, it's a banned prompt. What?
Hates my life. Hate.
It's got to be the hating life thing. Yeah, that's okay. I'll get rid of that. That's that.
And I'm loving life over here.
All right. Okay. Sad.
Sad.
There we go. No, that didn't work either. Son of a bitch. All right. I need to. Okay.
Anthony, what do you think of this one?
What? The word stripped is banned.
Stripped.
Oh, okay.
Strip club.
How is striped?
Striped instead of
How is striped banned? This is what I hate about some of this stuff is like, you know.
Sad Max.
Okay.
Ray is intrigued.
Yeah. All right. So
all right, Larry, calm down, man. That's the overall.
Okay, we're just gonna do a red and black tie.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. That should work. All right. But here, by the way, here is the variation of the one I put up.
Mm.
And the problem though is like the woman's face or the guy Mad Max's face looks really weird because there's like, if you notice, there's no face. They're not even looking away. There's no face. It's super crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice. All right, let's see. So this is let me see. So the image upscaler that I did for the Zatanna show, it actually didn't really do much to it in regards to definition. So there's really no point about that one there. Okay.
Oh, come on. What the hell?
Oh my God. The bottom left one, dude, looks so like you.
Oh, no, it does not.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't want to. Never mind. I don't want these ones. Like Mr. Incredible. Thank God the real life is better than I'm better than the AI version.
Yeah, but dude, you should wish to have the body of the first one right there. That guy's like, I'm ripped.
I think I do.
You clearly think a lot of things.
All right, get that a little.
Anyway, so
I like the one the bottom right.
The bottom. You want the bottom right one? Okay, we'll do variations of the bottom right. We'll do a couple more of these things.
Did you put Dr. Doom?
I put Dr. Doom, but I wonder if it's Dr. Doom is doctor as in like doctor, you know, like DOC. Yeah. Is it Dr. Doom? Oh yeah, no, it's doctor as in DOCOT. Okay, hold on here. You know what we're gonna do? Here's the variations of that. Ooh, I like the bottom. Ooh, the top one is pretty nice. All right, here. We'll do variations of the top one, but we're gonna change.
You do Marvel's Doctor Doom?
Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do that. Yeah, Marvel Doctor Doom is middle. Okay, there we go. We will try this one. Yeah. But all right. It's definitely some funny stuff here. There's again, like this is where like I think the AI shit is just hysterical to me because it's just like, why not? You know, it's just all right. Let's have a little bit of fun with this.
Send it to me. I can maybe make an emoji.
All right.
Make an emoji.
We'll see what it looks like here. I haven't seen this yet. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. We can try something very, very specific. I have an idea. Do you have a high quality photo of you wearing the mask?
Yeah, hold on.
Because I can actually add that in there.
I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, if you send me that.
This one, I could send you something else too if you need it, but
well, because I can do a variation of that image. Again, I really want to. There we go. Yeah, this should work. This is gonna be funny. Okay, so what I do is I come over here and I have to upload the file. So, because it uploads it. All right, enter, add that up. So then I
look amazing there.
Yeah, okay. So then I take it in here and I'm like, imagine there's the link. And then, okay, so, what do we want to say? Okay, hold on. How about, okay, we'll try to make Mad Max cool, okay? We'll say riding a Harley.
Oh, yeah.
Through the apocalypse. Wearing a red and black necktie while okay. All right.
Is this how Trump got his trading cards?
Yeah, a lot of it is, that was all AI done. Yeah, that was all NFT shit. High definition 4K. All right, we'll roll with that and see what it says. We'll see what it comes up with. It might be something interesting. It might not. I don't quite know. All right. Let's see. I'm just gonna Rhea, check the all right, if you check the Discord, I posted the image right there in the general in the Discord. You can get your hands on that. All right. Ooh, it's coming. It's coming together.
All right. Ryan Harley. Awesome. I kind of like the one in the bottom left.
I think the one in the top left
left
looks more like you.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right? It looks more like you, so we'll do variations of that one. And yeah. I think I remixed it, right? Hold on. There we go. Submit. Oh my God.
I look like a badass. Karaoke.
Well, here, while that's going on, let me show you this real quick. So this is the community showcase. These are some of the photos people have made using Midjourney.
Oh, wow.
Right? Look at this here.
Ooh,
I
look
mean,
the Batman one.
Yeah, the Batman one. Can I open that one up? I don't think I can. But I mean, look at that. That's like, I don't even know what the prompt is for this one. What's the prompt? A full-length portrait of a Special Forces Batman in tactical gear. That look
Did Zack Snyder use this years ago?
I know that image would make Zack Snyder come. Just saying. Can I can't even that there, but like, some of the stuff is just like, what's this one here? An attractive plus-size black woman, small waist, symmetrical face, full body in frame, cyberpunk clothing. That looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Although she doesn't look thick. And at plus size, does she look plus size to you at all? No. Oh, look at this one. A skeletonized Kintsugi Bushido warrior, full body shot, intricate ornate details, cinematic color key, 32K smart blur. Look at that thing. Look at this girl here. A black girl child warrior fighting with a sword, intense Kintsugi color, full body shot, cinematic lighting. An anthropomorphic rooster renaissance painterly style of Rembrandt. That, I think that's my spirit animal. I'm being honest with you. But just, I mean, like, look at this is oh whoa, dude. Samurai Jedi bounty hunter. Look at that. It's straight up Samurai Boba Fett. How
like
dope
to
is
see,
that?
John Cena as He-Man.
Yeah, look at there. Full body cyborg with porcelain Kintsugi retro reflective sheeting costume.
Wow.
I mean, like,
so people are selling this stuff?
I don't know if they're selling it. Look at this here. Medium
like
distance.
Tron 3.
This looks realistic almost. I mean, like Photoshop, but like it looks like a real photo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, was it medium distance, full body, muscular female superhero in the middle of a busy street with white and orange? I mean, I don't know the full prompt. Like you get some of this stuff here. Death Head, Hawkmoth, black and white. That's fucking creepy and amazing at the same time.
Thomas the Tank, what the hell?
That is, oh my God, dude. Thomas the Tank Engine arriving in the ethereal MDMA crystal realm through the colorful LSD portal. That's so cool. Look at this one here. Jack and the Beanstalk, amazing 2D illustration.
Wow. That looks legit.
It's like, concept art of a grizzled warrior driven insane with
Why
grief.
does he look like Henry Cavill?
It looks like Chris Hemsworth to me, but it could be Henry Cavill.
I think this is why EBS is taking so long. He's using this for his next drawing.
Well, here's the thing. He theoretically could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Oh, look at this one here. An animatronical heart in a dark kintsugi. I mean, like, it's just, whoa. Cthulhu in the game The Witcher 3. I mean,
ooh.
I haven't gotten that far in Witcher 3 yet. We got an anatomically correct smoking bat, smoking long opera cigarette in mouth vibrant. I mean, shit's just amazing. A young girl with polished porcelain skin. I mean, there's just a lot of cool shit here, right? That you could check out. Okay, let's go back over to this. So we've got different variations.
Awesome.
Which one do you like?
They're all pretty good. I think bottom left.
Bottom. You like the bottom left? Look, the eyes are a little bit weird. They look tired.
I can't see that good.
Oh, okay. It's I would go bottom right if you're gonna do that. The eyes look a little bit better.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just do variations of that one. We'll do one more run through and see what it says. So all right there. Okay, that's doing its thing. Yeah, a lot of fun stuff here. A lot of fun stuff to be had with this shit. And how is the chat liking it? I don't even know how many people are here right now.
There's still 46 people watching. Todd's talking about Captain Marvel over BVS.
Yeah.
Rhea's really into it.
Yeah, Rhea definitely strikes me as the one that would be really into it. And I don't mean that as a negative. I just mean that because she's the kind of person who likes it. Like
creative person.
Yeah. So here, we'll bring it up in the browser to give you a better idea. I would probably go with the bottom.
My fist looks weird though. The bottom left.
Yeah, it looks.
What the hell's going on?
But the bottom right, you can see you've got like It almost appears like you've got like extra fingers.
What the hell?
Look at the fingers. The fingers, yeah, the fingers are definitely a problem.
It used my image. That's because of my image though.
Yeah. So we're gonna try the bottom one again. All right, and I'm just gonna say this one. Hands have 5 fingers. Let's see what that comes up with. So
it's because I had the gloves on.
Yeah. But if I would have cropped out the gloves, it would have made something with that. You know what I mean? It would have made its thing. And I think that's the really cool part of it. So, but yeah, we'll do this as the last run through, and then you can pick when you want me to upscale, and I'll send it off to you. Considering I think we had a pretty good run tonight on some of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So all right. Are you seeing this?
What the hell's happened to the one up the left?
I don't know. Again, it's like hands have 5 fingers. Shit got a little bit fucking weird. It's just this is what happens.
Look at the one at the bottom right. What the hell is going on my left arm?
I don't know. Again, it can't really do that kind of stuff well. So we can go.
I do look like I would be a Mad Max post-apocalyptic mutant type thing.
Yeah, you know what we'll do? We're gonna upscale the bottom one that we did the variants of on this one, and we'll go back to this and everything. That's just fucking funny how crazy that looks. Let's see.
My glove screwed it up.
You know what? It could be worse. It's okay. It's again, this stuff is all trial and error. Like there are people that spend like, I think it's like $65 a month to have full, like, unlimited, prompts and stuff. I'm only doing 200. I'm really only doing this for a month to test it. Mm-hmm. So I've got a lot. I'm like, all right, cool, man. And like, it's fun. Mm-hmm. I really want to, like, cause I get to go, man, if I really want to see something in a specific style, I can really work on it and figure it out. Like I was working on the isometric stuff for Hyrule Castle because I like that. So it just allows for a lot of craziness. Max looks like Cabal from Mortal Kombat a little, yeah. Patrick there says hands go weirder in AI. It really does. Really, really, really does. All right, so this is what it's working on. All right, so we're gonna do open a browser. There you go.
I could totally be in the new Mad Max movie.
You like that?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna save that and I'll DM it to you on Twitter.
I'm taking over movie talk. I could do emoji.
I mean, again, there's a lot of crap you can do with this, and it's all just for fun and games, you know. Mm-hmm. So there you got it. You got
thanks for sharing.
Ray says, I see at least 6 fingers. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe. It's this stuff I
see you've been addicted to it a little bit.
Not addicted. I mean, like, I enjoy it. I think that's the thing is I just enjoy, you know.
You know, it'd be funny. I thought of a funny one, not for tonight because I really have to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Tommy Tellerico when he actually releases the Miko. How old Tommy Tellerico would be? That'd be pretty funny. I don't know which prompts to put in for that though. When the Amico actually releases Max with the
yeah. See, I've got about because what it does when it comes to the plans, right? Mm-hmm. You can buy what you do is you buy processing time because it takes time to process. So about 1 minute per image. So at the beginning of the month, I had 320 minutes. Now I've got 2 hours or 3 hours and 20 minutes. Now I've got 2 hours and 32 minutes. So it's, you know, there's still, well, no, I mean, that's still a lot of time, you know? And then, you know, here, I'll show you guys, let me see. Do I have, well, I should have mine, right? My stuff. Hold on here. Okay. I'll bring this up real quick and then we can end it. But this is just like every variation I make, it saves, by the way. So if you bring that up,
has H Sports been using this too? I thought he was doing.
No, he hasn't. He's been doing the chat GTP. He hasn't been doing this stuff yet, as far as I know. But like, you know, here's all the variations we did. They're all saved.
Nice. Wow.
Right. So like I was working on, you know, some of this stuff here, the Hyrule stuff, different variations. I was trying to make a Book of Eli isometric 8-bit.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually, I just said, you know, the Book of Eli, Denzel Washington walking through the desert, isometric 8-bit.
That's cool.
It looks cool. I mean, like, and then I did like,
you could put that on Kickstarter and get people to pay you money.
Yeah, I said,
I'm making a Book of Eli 8-bit video game. Give me your money.
Yeah, it said, here's Denzel Washington, the Book of Eli, looking out over an apocalyptic desert. Movie poster in the style of Drew Struzman.
Where is I Am Legend 2? Like,
I don't know. Here's one. A weird, crazy, Jack-in-the-Box, highly detailed digital painting 2D.
I thought that was SpongeBob.
A little bit, yeah. This one looks like a minion in the top left.
It does.
I mean, just, you know, and that I stole that prompt from another site, but I did like another movie poster. Working on some different retro, different Podio commentary logos.
Oh, you are using it for logos. Okay.
Well, I was messing around with it. I was seeing what I could come up with and stuff, you know?
Use logos.
Here I was trying to do Alita Battle Angel.
Oh my God.
I mean, but again, it just looks kind of
Oh,
weird.
I remember when you showed me that.
Yeah, but the more I would have re-rolled it, the better it would have looked. Like this one here is Henry Cavill on the deck of the Titanic as it sinks into the ocean. You know, and again, just like this is the initial prompt, and then you pick one and it refines and it refines and it refines. Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck hugging while a nuclear bomb goes off behind them. I mean, these are just I did this a while ago, just trying to see what it could come up with. Here we go. James Gunn dressed in a 3-piece black suit, wearing a golden crown, and firing the biggest machine gun, ultra realistic soft light. But then it's like it put a crown on the gun, which is also a camera. And these are just some of the variations it came up with when I first put that in as a prompt. Oh, here you go. Henry Cavill drunk at a bar. Now that's sad that he's unemployed.
Oh my
Boo.
god.
Boo, this man.
I ain't gonna lie, he looked like Trevor from GTA 5.
This one was cool. I found somebody else and did that one. Yeah, I was trying to do some. This is when James Gunn took over. I was trying to mess around with that. So yeah, it's just fun stuff.
Scarred for some of that.
So, but yeah, there you have it, folks.
Cool.
Yes.
Go follow AI Quad Hollywood After Dark. He's gonna be using it's not gonna be Jarbo. You could when someone pays you to sing karaoke, you'd be like, yeah, hold on, feed the lines and then go take a break.
I probably could, yeah. I mean, people are really like that. I just don't want to always do karaoke.
Why were you exposed?
No, but it might actually be better because the computer is not going to have your emotions, and it's going to just sing it. So I have a feeling that AI voiced karaoke is going to sound better than you, like because it doesn't have all your hangups and emotions, and like it has better. Doesn't have confidence, probably just is going to sing it, right?
Yeah.
So I would think it would do better than the actual person.
Well, I mean,
in some cases.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with that. That's going to be fascinating.
I want to see that because that wouldn't be too hard to do, would it?
I mean, so far you're not really able to kind of like, I don't know, it's all about prompting, So you got to know like the different prompts to use and how to use them and everything else.
Well,
and that ends up
the voice thing you showed earlier though too.
Yeah, but I mean, like people were spending a lot. Now they put safeguards in now because people were abusing it.
Oh, okay.
So I tried doing like a Morgan Freeman voice, and it just did not sound like Morgan Freeman. And I'm like, that sucks.
I wonder if some famous people contact like, stop this shit now.
Well, I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, there's like I said, there's a lot of ethical implications when it comes to this, but the cool part is that it's still so expressive and it's new and it's interesting that as it becomes more part of the cultural zeitgeist, we'll be able to see what comes out of it. Just imagine what will happen when people take some of those AI arts that we saw and they're able to not only have them just be flat images, but they're able to turn them into vector images and actual like assets. And then they import them into, let's say, Unreal Engine 5. And they're able to then make actual animations out of some of that stuff in Unreal Engine 5. And then they're able to take that and add their own sound effects and their own script and their own voice actors. And they're able to make things like, you could give it not even 5 years, give it like by the end of this year. And they could take Project Justice League and maybe remaster it through Unreal Engine 5 or something.
Yeah.
Provided that they're able to get certain things like hands and mouths, working. So
I think it's possible. Thank you all for watching. I have to pee so bad. Thank you for showing that, Matt. Thank you, Anthony, for sticking to the end. I'm gonna pretty much end the stream and go. My old man bladder. It's so cold in my house too, is why. And I've been.
It's like 16. What is over here in New York? It's 7 degrees right now in New York.
I'm freezing.
7. Like goddamn, it's brick outside.
I'm constantly cold. I have like 10 blankets on when I go to bed. I have like, oh boy. Thank you.
No, you crazy.
No, I'm always cold.
You're just like my grandma. She always fucking.
Oh, all right. Well, thanks, Matt. Thanks, Anthony. Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a great